Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gommo, and I'm here with Josh and where's Andrew?
Well, where's it? Where is Andrew? What's going on?
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
There he is.
I was
worried.
held up. Yeah, held up.
Well, welcome to episode 100. Look at this. We are professional.
Yeah.
What you been doing today for you at a Mardi Gras?
Yeah. No, I was digging holes actually.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? And then you guys are contributing so much to the episode. I'm like, I need to go do something. So I went down the dollar shop and bought a bunch of cheap shit.
Yeah, well, you did more than. Oh god, that is excellent, man. I'm stoked. We've been. I will admit, we're a little bit of confusion as to whether or not we set episode 100 or our birthday, second birthday, which is actually coming up, because Castle Assault's always, that's when we kicked off, wasn't it? The week after Castle, we started this journey 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're sort of splitting hairs between whether or not this is our big episode or one. It will be a little bit later in the year, just 4 weeks. So we've got some surprise giveaway on that episode. So we're going to bring that up this week. Tell people how to get involved and how to win. That'll be in the second half.
The celebratory period of 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, it goes for 5
2 years.
Yeah. Bugger one episode, we'll celebrate for 5.
Yeah, 5. Exactly.
Everyone's got to stick around now.
It's like having a birthday month.
What we're talking about.
That we do that in our house, Josh. I don't know if you do in ours, but we do that. Birthday months.
Oh,
birthday months. Basically, it's an excuse to go, well, it is my birthday month. Who have we got on the live chat for episode 100? And thank you, everyone on there as well, also giving us a little congrats. I can see Silver Dave Perfect is in, obviously Mark. That's StreamYard, that's not them. Angela Stark. John Taylor is in the house as well. So yes, thanks guys as usual. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yes, 100. I'm stoked. Yeah.
Sorry, Gommo, are you on the right microphone? You're a bit more echoey than normal.
Shit. And that screwed it all up for episode 100.
And you got Josh on the top left. That screwed me up. I don't know what's going on. There's an order.
You guys not even down. How's that?
That's where Gommo goes.
Episode 100. Beautiful. Yep.
I went out hard for 3 minutes with shit audio. Thank you very much, everyone. You hear me? It's not like that is one of my memories we were going to bring up while the episode.
We haven't learned a thing. 100 episodes.
Now I'm trying to remember how the hell that happened.
Still the amateur production.
Thank you. Tip: if you're running a podcast, people, always check your audio. Don't just assume it's the same as it was last week. I literally just did a 20-minute one with ASB on the Masters mission draw just before. I wonder what the audio was like on that. No idea.
Were you on that? Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got to jump on. I didn't see what it was.
Oh, my goodness.
Just drew the mission pack. So the 5 missions out of the 6. So nothing too big, but it's all done now. So the players pack's going out. But yeah, anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Josh.
Great way to start off the
Thanks
100.
for correcting
So
that.
exciting.
Oh, God. Hopefully the Mac laptop sitting over there was still good enough to sort of hear me. So.
Oh, no. We could hear, it's actually pretty good. It was just like, I could just tell subtly. I was like,
that's good, man. Lucky you do. Yeah.
So it's fine.
Awesome.
It's fine.
I couldn't pick it up. I'm lucky Josh did. Yeah.
I tell you, it's one good thing about Mac. I know they're expensive, but man, their mics are good. So cool. Anyway, Josh, outside of, I will thank our patrons in a second, but I just wanted to tell everyone, not only we're going to maybe chat a little bit about what we've been doing over the 100 episodes and our special competition, but the main episode we're going to get to in the first half is there's another big piece of news happened on the weekend. Josh, you just want to tell people what happened without going into detail? So.
Well, I guess you could say I play some of the old world.
Do I do this? That was a bit delayed, wasn't it?
What? It didn't come through.
Oh, no, it's not coming through. It's not coming through.
Your sound boys are coming through.
Oh, no.
That is just ridiculous. I'm going to give up. I'm leaving. Let's do episode 101 next week.
That's it. Technology's failing. Oh, God. Stop the episode.
Basically, I did get up like we did last week's episode, and I was like, I was kind of, what, are you getting your sound through or not?
No, it keeps going. That's why it's not working. I'm going to have to drop in and out. You guys keep talking.
Basically, what happened was we got off last week. I was like, oh man, I kind of want to see these. I want to play these changes. It was exciting. Gommo's gone entirely. And I was basically like, is there a tournament happening in the next couple of weeks? I found Warplings happening about half an hour drive away in Kensington, near the CBD in Melbourne. That Saturday, and I was like, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. So I signed on the Wednesday night. I signed up for it, and there was about 21 or so sign-ups. So it was a decent. It was like it was a 1K one dayer, and it was sort of targeted at like new players and that type of thing. Which is
that's good.
Would I be classified as that? Can I haven't played for 6 months? But it was fine. It was a fun environment. And so I got a few games in. We'll go through that shortly. Is Gommo coming back, or is he?
I hope so.
He's just like giving up on episode 100.
Yeah, it's like, I can't do this. That's it. I'm out. You two do the next 100.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I guess I can just go through the actual event then. I will just keep talking unless Gommo reappears. So yeah, it was a 1 day. It was supposed to be a 4-round 1K event. Ended up being 3 rounds. I think it started a bit late than it was originally sort of scheduled for. And I think we're playing through the 3 rounds. We got to like 4:30 or so, and then it was sort of like announced, oh no, I think we'll do the 3 rounds because it's going to get too late to do a 4. I don't know. It just took a while. I feel like each round was scheduled to be about an hour and a half for 1K, right? Which I felt like would be a reasonable time frame.
That's pretty good.
But yeah. Anyway, got the 3 rounds through. It was fine. And I guess I will just go through my games and that type of thing. It was basically the
is like checking up on rules and everything. Obviously, like just doing a bit of book reading.
Hey, what do you mean?
Oh, I thought you said you only got through 3 turns in your first game.
3 rounds. No, like sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I finished all 3 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the 4th round. It was supposed to be 4 whole games in the day, which was quite a lot.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. I finished my games, man. Finished my games. I remember how to play.
Sorry, I thought you meant like 3 rounds in like 3 turns. You only got through 3 turns. I was like,
no.
Okay. But
I must admit, most of these games were, especially the last 2, was everything happened in either the turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah. There can be some quick ones.
But I'll go through that shortly. I should actually. Oh, have I got my list up? I can remember my list. It was basically, so I was running Infantry Crusade.
Yeah.
This is what got me sort of excited because I was sitting there making 1K lists. I'm like, oh, could I do this? And then I was like, yeah, I want to play this list and see how it goes. So I just signed up. Because Infantry, I love Infantry Crusade. I was running a CanCon, and then suddenly with Impetuous changes edge. I'm no power gamer. I don't intend to be.
Yeah.
But the Impetuous changes suddenly make it incredibly functional army all of a sudden, like having veteran, having leadership checks, having rerollable. The Impetuous isn't a problem all of a sudden. So yeah, I took what did I take? So it was a Baron. I had the Crusader's Lance, and he was on a horse. So I didn't take any Pegasi in this list. Again, I went no fly Pegasus, just for fun. So yeah, he had the Crusader's Lance, which gives him hatred and furious charge on the charge, and Lance armor bane 2, I think it is, the Crusader's Lance. And that's all he had. That was the only magic item he had.
Yeah.
And I had a Paladin BSB. He had the Crusader's Tapestry. I think all the magic items I took in this list were Hereditary Crusade themed. So the Crusade Tapestry, which is the one that gives unit frenzy, which I was interested to discover. Like, I was only told this halfway through the game, like as in through the event, was that because it affects the unit. I don't know what you guys think about this. Because it affects the whole unit, it affects the war horses as well. So because I don't know, I played the first game as it doesn't. And then the TO told me, "Oh no, this is how you should play it," and I was like, "Oh, really? Okay." Because I feel like in the frenzy rule it says the mount isn't affected by the rider's frenzy, but the item just says the unit becomes frenzied, so therefore the mount's part of the unit or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's as written. Oh, I go.
It's not working. Can you hear me?
What's not working?
Yeah.
My microphone is just not working. I don't know. As long as you can hear me now through the laptop.
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's doing.
Wait, your main mic is out of commission.
I don't know what it is. 100. Yeah, the whole thing is screwed. No idea. Tried like all this stuff. Tried direct into the mic. No, I don't know. It says it's there, but I can't select it. It just drops out. So I don't know. Thanks, Mark. You can hear me. I can hear you guys. So I don't know what's happening. So I got to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Love
That'll
it.
be right.
Love it. Okay.
So shut my browser down. I don't know.
Glad to have you back. That's fine, mate. This is gonna be a legendary episode 100 with the amount of tech problems we've had in the first 11 minutes of this.
I was just about to walk. I'm out. Episode 100. I quit. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Anyway, so yeah, no soundboard action. So lucky I didn't have that.
Oh no.
That was one of the things we were thinking about, but no.
Yeah, that would have been good. We'll get there one day. Josh is just going through his list.
Excellent. Cool. Yeah. That's what we're doing anyway. So I'll let you keep going.
Yeah. Do you want me to? I mean, just quickly, it was Errantry Crusade list Gommo. It's got a Baron with the Crusader's Lance, which is giving Hatred and Furious Charge, and I've got a BSB Paladin with the Frenzy banner, the Crusader's Tapestry. Then the rest of the list, I got Damsel level 1. She was Illusion. Essentially, I was using her to get Glittering Robe, just signature spell. Because I got level 1, guys. Level 1. It's so exciting. I love level 1s now. And then what did I have? So I had a 7 Knights of the Realm. Yep. No. All the rest of the knights didn't have any magic banners or anything. So 7 Knights of the Realm with full command, 8 Knights Errant with full command, 5 Knights Errant with no command at all, just naked dudes, and then 12 Peasant Bowmen and took a Treb. I took a Treb as well. Nice. That's my 1K list.
Oh, so why'd you have naked knights? What was the
5
points?
I just wanted something I could just throw into the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah, okay.
And cause havoc, as you'll see shortly when I bring up the first game.
Nice.
How many did you cover this? Like how many people? And because I've tried not to look at that event on Old World rankings. So
haven't you?
That's why some of the rankings
no
for the new one weren't even updated. I didn't even look yet. So I was like, I'm not even going to look. So.
I think it was 22 people in the. I think there were 24 signups at some point, but we had some dropouts, and it was 22, including I think we had a Gumby as well. But yeah, 22.
Oh, yeah.
Gumby.
Players as such, and yeah, it was ended up being 3 rounds, as I was saying before. In Kensington, and yeah, it was a good list. There was a lot of new players. I think you attracted a lot of new players, which is good.
Right.
Hey. Yeah, I haven't been looking at the comments, unfortunately.
Benjamin said that's what you get for talking to ASB about my microphone breaking.
Oh yeah, right.
So,
we got some agreement about the frenzy. Tina was right. It would affect horses. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we also says no mounts. So I feel like it's borderline. I don't know.
No. Paddy's just saying. If something gives frenzy to the unit, both parts get it, which
nice.
I'm 90% sure is correct as well.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna lean on that now.
Yeah.
With the breadth.
Yeah, there was clarification that frenzy on a rider doesn't affect its mount.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's going to the whole unit,
if the unit as a whole gets it,
every model.
Right. It feels really weird doing it, but great. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. So I'll get into my first game then. Where was it? Sorry, let me just pull up. Why is this taking so long? All right, here we go. My first game was against Tomb Kings. It's against a really lovely fellow called Tom Wilkie Black. He had brought, it was I think it was a regular Tomb Kings list. Yeah, it was. And he just had a prince in a unit of chariots. I'll go through the deployment in the list at the same time. So, yeah, he deployed a small unit of chariots with a prince on his far left flank. Oh, sorry, his far right flank. And he had a small unit of Skelly archers, a little bit more centrally. He had his Hierophant just behind them. Then he had the big flying boy. I forget the name of it now. You guys know what it is.
The Necrosphinx.
Yeah, the Necrosphinx. That's it. That's what the terrifying thing. Up on a hill, right in the middle of his deployment zone. That's right. Then he had a Scorp, and then a big block of skeleton warriors with hand weapon shield. I think he had spears in that unit as well. Right out on his far left flank. We were playing on 4x4 boards, by the way, for the 1K.
Ah, okay.
That's why everything's on one end. So across from his skellies, I had my unit of 8 Knights Errant. I had my Treb in the center. I had the unit of Bowmen up on the hill right in the middle, across from the Necrosphinx. And then in my flank, across from his skeleton archers and the chariots, I had the small unit of Errants, all my characters, and then the Knights of the Realm right out on the far flank.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did he have a Scorpion in ambush at the top?
Yes, he also had a Scorpion in ambush as well. Yes,
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is a lot for 1,000 points.
A lot of what? Of Knights?
Just what? Just
stuff.
the tomb.
Or his stuff. Yeah. There's a fair bit on the board.
Yeah.
So I kind of put those Knights Errant out on the flank almost because, like, across from his big block, almost because I wanted them to just keep heading, because he put them out on the flank there, and I was kind of like, well, they're not going to be that far in the battle, and I knew he was going to go first because I was praying, so I was sort of giving them something to move towards, because there was a big piece of, like, I think we decided to call this impassable in this game, sitting sort of in the middle of the board. And so, he goes first. He does move things up slightly, just a little bit, not very aggressively. And this photo is from the end of my first turn, where I've managed to get Glittering Robe up. I have put all my when I deployed, I put my Frenzy banner behind the Knight Errant, so that nothing in my army was frenzied at the start of the game, so it was out of line of sight of anything. So when he moved up, I wasn't actually obliged to charge. I think I passed a few impetuous checks I had to make. So then I put the Frenzy and the Baron into the Knights of the Realm, moved them up slightly, and then I threw my 5 little Errant right in the middle of the board.
It looks so crazy as a little
Go boys.
I think they might have actually been in charge range of the skeleton archers. I can't quite remember. I don't remember if they were or not, actually. But either way, I think I can't remember if I decided not to charge or not. But I actually wanted to just put them in the board, so I just wasn't inclined to do so. Then the other bigger Errant unit, and I then started moving towards the center of the table. With that infantry already having moved forward towards where they were, I was like, "Yep, cool. Right, now I can start heading towards a bit more central."
They're not going anywhere in a hurry.
Then his turn, he actually charges my Errant with the Skelly archers. Which is interesting. So this happens all very quickly. So he charges them centrally. I think he had already killed one with shooting the turn before that.
What's the save on them? Just 3. 3 up
on the Knights Errant. Yeah, 3 up. All my Knights are 3.
It's just 3s.
Yeah, just 3s. And that was probably the crucial part of the game, because he put them centrally. I think the combat, he killed 1 or 2. I did manage to win the combat and crumple 1 or 2 as well. But there was just enough guys left there that the combat, I think it just ended up being a draw or something like that. Nothing had moved. And then I was able to charge forward. So
send the bus in.
So the bus has gone straight into the side, like just on the edge of the archers. And they're just pointing directly towards this chariot unit, and that's that's bad situation. The errant actually, now they've actually charged the Scorp at the center, the other bigger errant block. I was actually weighing up whether to charge the Necrosphinx with them.
Ooh.
And then I was like, and I was looking at the stats of the Necrosphinx. I'm like, this thing's tough 6. It's got 6 wounds. The errants are only strength 5 and on their charge. I just can't see them having a good time. They've charged them before. I remember Castle Assault last year. I think it was a unit of 6 or 7 charge and Necrosphinx, and they just don't do well. They just don't do well. They absolutely bounce off. So I put him into the Scorp. They killed the Scorp, and they just overran straight through and out of line of sight. Of the Necrosphinx. But
how far was that overrun? These guys, Josh.
For what? Oh, for the near there into the chariot. Oh, not long. It was maybe like 9 or 10 inches or so. Like it was very doable.
Yeah, sweet.
And the Bretts can reroll the 1s on the pursuit as well, which I didn't realize. It wasn't just charge. They're rerolling 1s for everything, which is cool. So they do pop through.
So you got a spell off there as well, I see. Even though
that's got glittering robe. So I keep getting the glittering robe. I rolled so well on. I pretty much had it up most of this tournament. I kept because it's a 8 up to cast.
Yeah.
And I think 3/4 of the time I was managing to roll high enough. And if you get it off, because the opponent has to get higher than you. If you've rolled even if you only just cast it, if you roll a 7 and just cast it, they have to get a 9.
Yeah, you have to get a good roll to get it.
Easy.
They have to get a better roll to dispel it.
They have to get a much better roll to dispel it. So I was finding it was really sticky. I don't think it got dispelled. If I casted the whole tournament, it didn't get dispelled. It was more a matter of whether I rolled it or not. And it lasts my turn. It lasts until the start of my next turn as well. So it lasts right through. -1 to hit.
Really good.
I was like, realized how effective it was through the course of the day, really, because it just keeps things alive so well. Because they go straight through the scaly archers, straight into the overrun into the chariot unit.
Yeah.
And then his turn, the Necrosphinx counter charges into the side of the bus as well.
That looked is that quite a long charge for him or not really?
I think it was an 18-inch charge.
Okay.
When he rolled it. Yeah. It was longish. But sorry, I've charged. I mean, I'm charging the chariots, but I've become completely blunted at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. I got my Baron in there, the frenzy Baron with a furious charge and hatred. And I'm like, okay, this is looking a little bit dicey. Definitely not getting as many attacks into the chariots as I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But I was still quite hopeful it'd be okay. What is the next one? Yeah, so it ended up going my way pretty nicely though, because the Baron, because he's got frenzy as well through his charge. I think he's doing 6 attacks with hatred. And he did a bunch of wounds on the chariots. He doesn't have any multi-wound or anything like that, but he was able to put off quite a decent amount of attacks on them. I think I got a few other wounds. I ended up doing I can't remember. I think it was 6 wounds on the chariots. I don't think I got anything off on the Necrosphinx. The Necrosphinx just fluffed his attacks. I don't actually think I took any wounds in return from any of his units. The -1 to hit really was helpful a lot. Because the thing is, his prince had I think he had the flail. What's that magical flail that they get? Oh, forget the name of it. But he can't. It doesn't give him any benefit if he's not charging. Apparently, with how he cues. So he was really affected by that, and so he lost the combat by 8 points in the end, just because of the static combat res and all the wounds I've done. So the Necrosphinx pops because he's got Indomitable 2 and he's literally loses 6 wounds. and everything else pops. I think his prince is left with 1 wound left after all the other wounds are taken.
Ouch! And then your infantry dudes are into his fire.
And then the infantry dudes just because they were just sitting next to having with the Scaldy archers had just died. They were just sitting there. And and in my following turn, I charged the prince, and then the errants just straight up charge into the Hierophant. And they're sort of taken off. Now down here, the errantry, the bigger unit of knights errants are sort of like. Oh my god, Jay.
Picks, Jay, picks.
Picks or it never happened.
Now this is something I was excited to see because his block of warriors are sitting there, and I've got my errantry knights sitting sort of next, like facing directly past them. So actually, I could either keep it going past, or I could just reform into a line, which I've done here, and just take his charge, which I do. His Scorp actually pops up at the back of the Treb as well. Oh, that's his character dying. The Skelly's charge. I lose basically on static combat res. Basically, I think I killed 2. I don't know how that worked out. Yeah, I don't think he killed any knights looking at that because there's still 8 knights there.
Like it. Yeah,
I think he's just 1 on static combat res, and I actually broke and fled. I think I rolled exactly like a 10. I think I rolled 10 inches, which is, and he didn't catch me, but 10 was just short enough that I didn't go off the board. And he couldn't catch me.
Oh, yeah, that's the edge too.
Which is perfect.
Is he crumbling now? Or is this like this is not?
He's about to crumble. So the following turn, he loses 5 guys, and then he loses another 4 or 5. I turn around, and I can't remember if I think he does try to charge me again, but he's lost enough guys that he actually just loses combat. He's only sort of combat res left. And then in the game, this is something else that I found amazing. So the Scorp goes straight through the Treb, takes it off. The Treb, by the way, didn't do anything. Every time I shot at this game, it scattered and just didn't hit. I was like, God, Treb. At least it didn't blow up. But the Scorp goes straight through into the archers, kills 3 archers, and then I'm like, I get like 11 attacks now because apparently they're fighting in 2 ranks. They do a wound back. And then because I got outnumber and close order still, and here's the thing, suddenly it's a drawn combat. So it's like 3-3 all, and then it sat there. And that was my first hint of, infantry being buffed. And actually, and I was like,
I know, that's a good picture. That should be a picture for an infantry. Is back again, baby. Yeah, wow.
Unfortunately, the next turn, he did another 3 wounds. I lost my combat, my close order bonus. I don't think I got any attack. I think I got maybe 1 more wound through, and then I just broke and ran and got run down.
Okay.
But that extra turn, they held there. They did held there. And then I think the final turn of the game, like he overran, and it was just in the spot where my Knights of the Realm were making their way back across the board, could just charge him and take him out. And that was the end of the game.
Does he not crumble? Wow. Construct?
He was crumbling, but his leadership is like 7 or 8 on the score.
Yeah, right.
And he kept just passing the leadership.
Yeah,
the score. Everything else was crumbling. But yeah, so it ended up with everything being dead in the end. On the BCP, we weren't doing 20-0. I think it was win-loss draw, but with the victory points like
tiebreakers or something.
Kind of thing. So that was a fun game. Next up,
quickly before you get onto the next game, just some comments here. Firstly, am I missing something with the discussion of different? Is there what's this competitive chatter and
the XP?
Yeah, what was all this stuff? Did I miss that?
I don't know. I got no idea.
Right. So we don't know what they're talking about.
No, must be some
just doing shots
or something.
I'm drinking sake, entropy.
But like, you guys will have to tell us, because I have either no idea what YouTube's doing, or because Perfty said, "Hey, how come I'm now number 1?" And then someone said, "Now Jay's number 1." So I don't know. Is there actually something that it's a dumb new live chat thing? Okay, there you go. Because we can't see the YouTube side, so I was assuming something's happening that we have no idea about. Cool. Keep getting your XP then.
Oh,
okay.
Jeebus. That is a
Continue.
long line.
Oh,
Game
yeah,
two.
sorry. Yeah, game 2. Game 2. So, now I should preface this game by saying of the 22 armies that were there, I think at least 6 of them were Bretonnian. There was a good spread otherwise, but there was a lot of Bretonnians. That's a shitload of Bretonnians. Oh dear. And this is one of them. So this is Dave Leonard, who's pretty regular attendant to the Churnside Parkwood Games events as well. Now he actually, he brought I think it was just a regular Bretonnian list, but he brought one part of his unit, and that's what you can see in the foreground there, was a unit of 15 bowmen just in a long line with defensive stakes. He also had a unit of 9 Knights of the Realm with, I don't think he had a BSB in there, and he had a Duke as well. So he had a Duke and the BSB, neither of which had any magic items. He also had a level 4 prophetess on a unicorn. Again, no magic items. So there's those 3, high level characters, but with nothing actually that weren't really bearing anything. Then he had a unit of knights, and he had another unit of 10 skirmishing bowmen as well. I don't think he had anything else. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Now I played on the same table that I played my last game on, so I didn't move. That's why the board's the same and everything. All the terrain's in the same spot.
Oh it is too.
And largely, I deployed very similarly. I sort of swapped the small unit of knights with the Knights of the Realm, so they're not quite in the far corner, and the Treb is on the other side, sort of between those 2 knights. But yeah, he's got across from Knights of the Realm and the small Buster Knights, Aaron, he's got the big long line of archers. His knights are sort of quite centrally with the prophetess, and then he's got his other skirmishers across from my other smaller units and Knights Errant. Now this one, I was a bit unsure what to do with, because the frenzy banner. So last game, because I deployed it outside the unit, and I was just trying to decide what to do in this situation. Now I think to some extent it's me not being used to counter charge. I'm too used to 6 Ed where if you charge kind of thing, whereas counter charge is so forgiving. So I felt like I had to be in combat in my first turn, depending on who I wasn't sure who'd be first either way. So I actually deployed my frenzy banner. I actually put him back with the Duke with the wizard in the Knights of the Realm. So in the end, guys, I'm just playing with his friggin' Death Star. I didn't mean to. That's how I intended to build a list. But that's in practice, that's what's happening. So I put I deployed the 3 in that unit. I roll off. He goes first. Neither of us get the blessing because we're both Bretonnian, which is so ridiculous. So he has to go first. Now he moves up kind of cautiously. Like he moves up because he knows that he wants one unit to be able to charge his Knights of the Realm, which has got the BSB and his Duke in there. And he moves it up. I can't quite remember which turn this was. It might have been my first turn. Might have been my second one. I think it actually might have been my second turn, actually. Yeah, because he moved it up initially so that the Knights Errant might be able to charge, sort of try to bait them into charging because they're impetuous. But because it's a re-roll leadership 7, they pass it, they don't charge. And then in my second turn, that's when because I've already moved the frenzy unit up into being in charge range of his unit, and that's when they end up being in combat. Is how I remember it. It's an interesting sequence because I can't remember exactly how this happens because I don't think I would have charged the Knights Errant in there unless I could have. I would have done double charge if I could have. So unless he moved it back and then he counter charged to bring it back in range of the frenzy unit. Anyway, the frenzy Knights go in, he counter charges and ends up I can't remember if it was my turn or his turn. Oh no, that's what happened. So I moved up, and then he charges me, then I cannot charge. That's how it works. Because his Duke issued a challenge, and then my Baron accepted it. That's why it was only one unit night charging. So his Duke's in a challenge with my Baron, which I feel my Baron has got a reasonable chance of success, right? Because that Duke he's got 5 attacks and he's strength 7 with a lance, but he just doesn't have any other weapons. Whereas the Baron, even though he's only got 3 wounds, is because he's frenzied with the Furious Charge, he's got 6 attacks and it's got hatred on them. So I feel like that's a pretty. I feel like the Baron probably has the edge really because of the rerolls to hit, and I've got Glittering Robe on, so they're both hitting on 4s.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, because his Duke. I think we must have been striking simultaneously. Yeah, because we've got the same initiative. His Duke kills my Baron. He gets the 3 wounds through.
Unfortunately.
I know. But because we're striking simultaneously, I still get to go with my 6 attacks re-rolling to hit and twist the wound. I get through, I can't remember if it was, I get through either 5 or 4. I think I got through 4 wounds. And then he fails all 4 armor saves, and then he makes 1 blessing save because the Duke still gets the blessing, even though no one else got the blessing. Because he got the Grail Vow, he still had his 5 up. So I was like, damn it. So his Duke survives on 1 wound. So we both did 3 wounds to each other, which is a bit of a real problem because then that Duke's still there and it can really put through some more work in following turns. So I did even though I lost my Baron, I did, because of the frenzy of the rest of the unit, I've got a lot more damage output. And at this point, I was aware that the horses could do 2 attacks as well, which was helping as well. So I ended up winning the combat. He gives ground, and because it was his turn that he charged, I don't follow up. And then this is when I sort of this is where I want you guys advice about this. So I'm not sure if this was a mistake or not, but he's given ground the 2 inches, and then I go, excellent. I've got the errant there. They can come in, the blunt, do a double charge. I'm all about double charging, guys. It's a key part of Bretonnian. Unfortunately, there we go. That's his falling back. Unfortunately, the double charge means that it allowed him to countercharge the errant bus because they were like, about 12 inches away.
Yeah, okay.
Which was so annoying. Because he wouldn't be able to countercharge my nuts around because they're like 2 inches away, right? But because I was coming in with the errant from quite far away, it gave him the opportunity to countercharge them. So suddenly his Duke's coming in with strength 7 again, on the charge at a high initiative, hitting the errant that also don't have Glittering Robe on, because again, I've had Glittering Robe on, I got it off that turn again, you know what I mean? Like, so the Glittering Robe is still up. So suddenly he can wail on the errants with no deficit to his hit roll and much higher strength. So I'm almost in retrospect, I'm like, I might have been better off just not putting them in, because it's just given him an opportunity to build.
And he had room to do it and everything, like charge and everything, because you were farther enough away. What is with that huge thing in front of his? Why is his movement tray thing so big?
Because they're on. It's a base adapter. So the whole thing in front
seems a lot longer than it needs to be. Is it or not?
It adds up. It's just because they're 50 mil bases, and when you add 10 mil to each one,
if you look at
it, they're ranked.
Because yours isn't like that, though, is it?
No, mine's done base to base, whereas the ones he's made, everything's ranked up in a lance, but it's all at the back, so that each rank you add, suddenly it's 3 centimeters at the front.
It's a bit weird.
I think there's just enough room because you're wheeling from the second rank.
That's right. Yeah, if it was the front, probably not. You'd bang into yours.
Like
the side of it. But that's wow. It's a good call on his part.
Oh yeah, Robert Shelley's a good
point.
Was
it definitely
with frenzy? I couldn't have restrained, so actually I should have actually automatically followed on.
Yeah, that's
rather
true.
Than which actually would have been in my favor because then I would have been in combat, and then I could have been in combat.
There you go. We learned what happens.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Now Jake's 1,000 points. This is 4 games, 1,000 points.
This is 1K.
Yeah.
So yeah, so counter charges there, and then it just becomes a real slog.
Yeah.
Because we're just taking off wounds just very slowly. I'm slowly wearing him down. I just can't. I keep trying to hit the Duke and take the last wound. I just can't get that last wound through. And he's slowly losing guys. I think he lost
Where's
combat.
the Duke on that? I'm trying to work out where
that red dice is. That near corner is where the Duke is. So right in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
The bluish.
But your main bus can attack rank and file, can't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Wait.
Yeah. But I want to kill that Duke because he's got 5 attacks.
Okay.
Like, you want to take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're putting a lot of attacks into the Duke.
I was trying to. Yeah. I wanted to take him down if I could.
Right.
I'm loving this wizard fight or whatever that's happening on the outskirts. What's happening over here on the edge here?
Oh, I haven't even got to that bit. Yeah. So that was the prophetess.
Yeah.
So she was just cruising around. She's got like 3 magic missiles. She had burning gaze, fireball, and something else. And she in the big block of bowmen just took out a bunch of those errants. I was going to charge her with the errants, and suddenly it was down to 1 errant. So then I was like, I'm just going to redirect her, or at least try to stop her from charging the Treb that's in the backfield that's out of camera. I wonder if the Treb is the next photo, actually. It could be, yeah. Because then the Treb shoots at her, and I roll this. So close. Misfire and a hit. That's the worst roll you can get on a stone thrower.
Yeah.
And then I proceed to roll a 1 on the misfire chart.
Rubs it in. Just rubs it in.
I swear there's more than 1 misfire, isn't there, on that dice? It just seems to come up a lot.
It does seem to come up a lot. It does seem to come up a lot. So, I mean, to the Treb's credit, it did kill 2 or 3 Knights of the Realm in my first turn. So at least it did that, but that was all it did for this game. So yeah, again, it hasn't done a huge amount, and then it blows up.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
And then that errant, I think the errant just got burning gazed or fireballed away and disappears. Anyway, this is sort of like near the end of the game. I think this might be the final photo I've got, actually. Yeah. Now one other thing in his army, I forgot to mention this because it just didn't appear on the table. He had a mercenary unit of Badlands Bulls.
Ooh.
Which apparently is the only mercenary that Brett's can take, I believe. He rolled a 1 on the mercenary, so they were turn up drunk. Then he rolled the ambushing result. Then he kept failing. He just literally could not roll a 4 up to save his life. They just didn't come on the board until turn 5.
Yeah,
it was turn 4 or turn 5 when they came automatically. So then they're up. But yeah, so with that, but what's happened there is that the combat has just taken so long for me to get through his bus that I have ended up losing, I think, all the errants.
Yeah, right.
I had about 3 of them survive the combat, and then they got blasted by the fireball or burning gaze. And then I had a few Knights of the Realm left with the BSB. Like his level 4 prophetess actually did some work in sort of cleaning up bits and pieces and that type of thing. His BSB did manage to survive, so that was the one that broke. I think he and fled, and he outrun me, and then he's rallied and he's come back around the other side of the forest. In the end, as much as I managed to get rid of his main block and his Duke and that type of thing, and I think I got like 670 points off him because he essentially got the rest of my army and the banners and everything else. He ended up with 1250 victory points or so. So he took it in the end, but. It just came down to that combat in the middle with those multiple buses, and I think if I worked out the sequence of events better, or as Jelly said before, played the rules right, so I didn't have to think about it, then it actually would have worked out in my favor. Super frenzy.
It must be a tough matchup, though, I reckon, Brett, because you both. I don't know. I'm surprised it's not so. I guess you just have to get in there.
What's this?
Oh, what? God, another one.
Game 3. Another Bretonnian list. Well, I mean, I can't complain because I knew
Imagine
there
if you
were
played
only
on the
5
same
Bret
board.
lists.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, this will
Nothing
this
better
is
than the
different.
cheap Bretonian players having to play each other. That's it. You deserve it.
This was at least different. And I mean, this one actually brought some Pegasi as well. So this is the first time. This is the third Bretonian list I've featured today. And it's the first one running some Pegasuses. So yeah, this was Nick Helston who ran this. It was another nice opponent. All 3 of my opponents were really good actually. It was just a nice fun day. And yeah, again, another Brett. It was just regular Brett list. It wasn't exiles or anything like that. He had a unit of skirmish archers in the foreground there. He had a paladin on a royal Pegasus. I can't remember what he. I had the Heartwood Lance on him, of all things, and he had 2 units of 6 or 7 Knights of the Realm. So the one in this that he played centrally, just up on that hill, has also got a BSB and a damsel on a unicorn, level 2 damsel. And then the other Knights of the Realm is just 6 Knights of the Realm with nothing else in them.
What's that thing hanging off the back of the unit in the middle? The Knights of the Realm. Like
that's the unicorn.
Is that a unicorn? The bottom, like on the rear right.
Yeah, that's the rear right. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You mean like on the back of the
on the hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one towards the bottom of the hill. The rear right.
Of the rear right of the unit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that just an extra one, or is that the?
That's the unicorn. That's the prophetess on unicorn. Well, damsel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so she's on a bigger base. But yeah, you'll probably see her closer up shortly. And then on his far left flank, he's got the unit of 3 Peg Knights. To which I've got across on the Peg Knights. I've got the Knights Errant, the unit of 8. I've got the Bowman on a hill again. Right in the middle, I've got the Knights of the Realm, the questing Knights of the Realm. Sorry, not questing. Yeah, Knights of the Realm with again. I put the 3 characters in the unit again because I'm like, bloody hell, these Bretonians, they're going to be in my face in turn 1. I don't have time to be putting things behind units and then
what is this? What is this game?
I know, exactly. And then I've got the unit of 5.
Happening.
It shouldn't be happening. Then I got unit 5 Errant next to them, and then I got the Treb on the far flank, which is probably not the best place to put it in retrospect because I was sort of hoping I'd be able to move my dudes up in the table and they'd be out of the line of sight of the Treb, but then
they got in the way.
So he rolled first turn. He moved up quite aggressively. He hadn't played much Tau before, and he was asking me how countercharge works and that type of thing. I'm like, dude, your whole army is countercharge. If you want, you can just push stuff up, you can do whatever you like. You don't have to worry about it. And he's like, yep, I'm going to do that then. So he literally pushed all his units up into the middle of the board. And then suddenly I had some decisions to make about what I was actually going to charge. I don't know that I made the right decisions. But I don't know. I see what you guys think. So the Knights Errant on my far right flank had to literally, because they don't have counter charge, they had to charge something. And it was either going to be the Peg Knights or the unit of 6 Knights of the Realm. I put it in the Pegs. Again, I was sort of hoping to tie them down, but that's not relevant in the old world, unfortunately. Because things don't stay in combat in the way they do in 6. I'm so naive. I feel like they're still the bigger threat than the Knights of the Realm, and they don't have any static combat rares. Like I feel like that's still a reasonable target to go for. I put my frenzy block into this unit of Knights of the Realm with the BSB and the level 2 damsel. Now he had his Royal Peg Paladin next to that unit, and I could have put that bus in there to him, but I ultimately decided to, and I didn't need to charge it necessarily with the other Knights Errant, but I did put the 5 Knights Errant into the Pally. The Paladin. I don't know, like they don't have a banner, they don't really have any static combat rares, like they're not really designed for that. As I said, I put them in the army as a sacrificial unit. But then I kept going second against these Bretonnians where they'd all just come at me and I wouldn't have a chance to to sacrifice them. Anyway.
Yeah.
But what for better or worse, I did charge him. I just look, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll be lucky and get someone through or something like that. But I mean, the Royal Peg it's tough 5, and it's
what's his save? Is he like?
I think he's got a 3-up save. Like he's not hard to kill. And there's no blessing in this game either. Yeah. So it's like there's a reasonable.
He's only got like a 5-up save on the charge type thing with your lances.
Yeah, 5-up save. So if I get lucky with the hit rolls, I might be able to get him off. I got Glittering Robe off again, constantly, guys. So that the big bus is going into the other realm with Glittering Robe, and then this photo is post-host combat. So they do that big bus does some real work in that unit of Knights of the Realm. I think his BSB is left with 1 wound. I've killed every Knight of the Realm in that unit apart from the Standard Bearer. And I believe they broke. I'll get to that in a minute. The other 2 combats, though, I essentially bounce off. So the Knights of the Era on the pegs,
bloody pegs.
Oh man, I can't remember if I gave ground. I definitely didn't fall back in good order. I think I lost my maybe 1. I held and sort of gave ground. The small bus of Knights Errant did not do well. I didn't even get a wound through. They lost 3, and they just fell back in good order. And he just restrained. Yeah. So the central, his big bus though did actually flee, and then this was a moment where I felt kind of bad for him because he hasn't played that much, and then because they're fleeing, he had 1 Knights of the Realm left in the unit. So even though his Damsel and his BSB were still there, the unit was below 25% of its original model count, and he couldn't rally it, except unless he rolled double 1. And he was like, he could not get his head around it to the point that I was like, oh look, I'll just go get the TO just so it doesn't feel like I'm trying to.
I wouldn't have even. I wouldn't pick up on that straight away either with such low model counts. But
because it's a thing. It's So because it's one of those weird sort of things, and like it's in 6 too. It's probably why I was aware of it as well. Like it's a thing that happens in Warhammer. We just can't rally anymore. It's like you double 1s, and he did try. I think he rallied and cried off the BSB and the general. Kept trying to roll his double 1s, and it just wasn't happening. And they end up going off the board. But it's not all. Angela Stark. Strange that Josh of all people doesn't like pegging. I mean pegs. Well, Angela Stark, you'll now see what happens when Pegasi strike back, because. Where is it? This is what happens in his turn. So the Pegasi all charge sideways into my lance. So lances moved up. They are frenzied. Yeah. So I probably
had to.
I had to chase. Because they're frenzied. So they're in the middle of the table, and then both Pegasi units charge sideways. Because I think Pegasi, there was only 2 left on the Pegasus Knight unit. So my errant must have killed a couple, or killed 1, got a couple of wounds through.
So there was 3 pegs on that.
There was flank. three pegs on that flank. And I'm thinking back now, I reckon if there was still 3 alive, playing it rules is properly, there might not have been a draw line of sight to that unit in the center.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
True.
Because just the way the other units are blocking and how they're lined up, I reckon you'd only be able to get 1 out of the 3 seeing that charge target. So it's interesting how maybe that would, affect them. But there's only 2, so they go in on the side and another side, and this is crunch. Now I'm still frenzied. I've got glittering robes up. I've got a fair chunk of shit. They've got no static combat rares. So I mean the Paladin's still hitting on 4s because if you can strike the unit, then he's sitting on 3s to go to 4s. But this combat goes for like 4 or 5 turns. We just kept fluffing. There was one round where we rolled like so many dice and neither of us did a single
nothing happened.
and then literally nothing happened.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at that point, I think I was down to like 5 models in that unit rather than 9. So I wasn't getting enough static combat res. And he was getting flank bonuses and that type of thing too. So it ended up, we would just draw, or I would give ground or fall back. But because I'm coming in from both sides, I can't move, So we just stay locked in combat. So it just became this really drawn out process. In the meantime, his little bowmen, like the skirmishing archers, actually clean out those last 2 knights errant that had fallen back in good order.
Oh, yeah,
he just did like 10 shots, got 2 wounds through. I failed both armor saves and they're dead. I'm like, man, bloody archers.
They love toughness 3.
Yeah. The Tramp hasn't really done anything this game either. I think it did hit early on. It did hit his other Knights of the Realm bus that was next to his Peg Knights. Now, in that photo, you can sort of see them. I got a direct hit on them. I think it was 1 direct hit and 4 partials, and I rolled like 1, 1, 3, 3 for the partials. So I only got 1 hit. So I killed 1. The archers had killed a couple in the preceding turn. So he's down to 2 and he's up on the hill there. How did he get there? I think it's because they must have charged the errants as well. Oh, yeah, because the Peg Knights had gone sideways. So his block of 5 Knights of the Realm as well had actually gone into my errants. They'd taken those errants out. And they end up right in front of my archers that reform. I think they might have killed 1 more after reforming. Yeah, this is what I love about infantry, guys. This happened again. So these Knights of the Realm charge these guys, this block of these 14 archers. Too close to even stand and shoot, right? I'm like, oh great, this is not going to grow well. They kill 2. Suddenly I've got 12 attacks to roll because they're fighting in 2 ranks. They kill both knights. They just straight up kill them.
So what?
Didn't even need combat res.
It's very situational still, but do you feel then there's this play? Because I feel like some people tend to take units of 10, like archers and stuff. Like it feels like, just pad it out a little more so you can take that initial hit, and then you've got your close order and all that stuff. So just work
close
out well.
order. Yeah. I'm thinking this is the way I'm going to go for castle. That's a little footnote.
What the hell? What? What? Mind blown. I wish I could press one of my soundboard buttons.
Damn it, Gommo, where's the soundboard?
I guess I'll say it now, guys. Table. So I emailed. So this is the other thing happened Monday night after last night's episode. I emailed Kenny, and I'm like, Kenny, can I drop out? Can I come back into Playtown?
Okay, so another question: Are we having a Mordheim Fanatics this week, or is Alex pissed off now?
I messaged us, Alex. I'm so. I was just playing the old world because Kenny messaged me a few days later going, we have a dropout, so you're in, Josh, you can play. I'm like, yes. So yes, I'm playing Brett's a Castle Assault now. Errantry Crusade is happening.
He just has to play old world. He wants to play old world. I love it.
Yeah.
You just like playing games. If you're playing, don't play Mordheim before then, just in case you go, oh fuck, I want to play Mordheim.
Shut up. I'm really bad. I'm really untrustworthy. Really awful. So this ends up being a draw in the end, this game. Just because he took out enough of my knights so that even though I'd taken off a lot of his stuff, I think I got like 550 and he got 500 victory points or something.
Yeah, okay.
So it ended up being quite a close game, and interesting in terms of how it turned out. But yeah, and we didn't play a 4th round because it was like 4:30, and Theo was like, it's too late. Let's just wrap it up.
Oh, you only played 3.
Oh, you didn't hear that bit. You were going,
No. So now that it explains, when how I said I didn't really look at the old world rankings thing. Because usually I go in and they all sync automatically, but usually I go in and like add the army lists and stuff. And I didn't want to do that. And I saw the Warpling, whatever it's called. And I went, in there because someone wanted me to fix something. I can't remember what it was. And I went in, I didn't look at the names, and I went, why does it just say 3-zip at the top?
Yeah.
Like the person who, like the top ones. And I thought, oh, maybe that's not the one Josh went to. And then I just ignored it. So, yeah, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, no, it was the 3 games. It was the 3 games.
Was it supposed to be 4? Because I said that before.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was originally slated as a 4-game one day.
I'm catching up. I missed half the episode.
Catching up. Classic professional setup we've got here, as always. So I went 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. I think I came 10th in the end, which is fine. Danny Carroll pulled off the top with 3 with his Empire. He put up his list, which was like his ridiculous exile lists, but that wasn't a list he played. He actually played a more reasonable Empire of Man lists if people are looking on BCP. Is
that like a piss take? Like he put up
it was. Yeah, he submitted to the TO, and the TO actually, he was surprised the TO was letting him take. It was basically like, it was the classic build of like a Duke and a Baron exile lists. You know, oh no, it wasn't a Duke and a Baron. It was a Paladin Baron. The Paladin's got 2 Lucky Heirlooms, Virtue of Heroism, Rod and Roll Peg. The Baron's got, you know, Frontier Axe with Virtue Knightly Temper, Charm Shield, Gauntlet of the Jewel, and then 4 Peg Knights, and then a unit of Knights of the Realm and some Bowmen. It's just like the filthiest thing.
Yeah,
for a beginner friendly 1K one dayer, like it's just completely inappropriate. That's not the list he took, though. It's not the list he took. But he still won the day. I happily can say that I did get best painted for it, which I was very pleased.
Cool.
Woo.
Well done.
It's my not revenge, but I am pleased I got it because if Danny had brought his steam tanks, because it's the same army he took to CanCon. If he brought his, the ones with the droplets and that type of thing,
Yeah.
If he brought the steam tanks, he definitely would have got best painted. Apparently, it was a dead heat between him and I, but because he won the tournament, they gave me best painted, which I appreciate. But yeah, I was pleased with that.
Sweet.
And the other thing that happened in the tournament, the second place, Eric Fu with Cathay. He'd been up till 3 a.m. the night before constructing it.
Have you got some pics of that?
No, I didn't get any photos of.
That's the one I was fixing.
Unpainted.
He asked me to put the list up, like to put Cathay, because he wanted to have Cathay as #1 in Australia at the moment.
Let's go.
He went 3 and zip with Cathay, and he on like 4 hours of sleep and never played it before. Like how broken is this army?
I don't think we'll see.
Or is it just no one's played it before and no one knows how to deal with it? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was a fun day. Definitely got me.
He's currently leading Australia in Cathay. That's cool. How big's did he have the lantern? Because I didn't actually look at the list. How big is that?
Did I see the lantern there? I can't remember if I saw a lantern there or not. I should actually look very closely.
All good. All good, Josh. That's cool, man. Okay, wow.
I think he might have. I'm thinking he might have.
Wow, you're breaking news all over the place. Not only
all over the place.
Now you're playing Castle Salt. Wow.
No, I'm playing Castle. Castle. The FAQ is a game. It really feels different. It feels so much better.
Yeah, that's nuts. The Archers
just get some more games in now because you can't work it out what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm really keen for it. So I'm interested to see. I think it's just going to. It's changing a lot. And like actually feel as much as I was complaining about the way they've made it sort of complicated with the conditional changes of the supporting attacks and frenzy and that type of thing. In playing it, I can kind of see why they did it.
Right.
Because infantry with frenzy and supporting attacks all at the same time is, I feel like when you're playing it, is going to be kind of scary. In practice. We'll just see how it goes.
What do Bretts do? It's just a question. You know how you were saying how you're making that Death Star. If infantry gets bigger and bigger, will your buses get bigger and bigger, or you just end up doing multiple ones to try and get in there? Like, could you run this massive?
I think it'd be multiple.
It's called.
Yeah, I'm calling the Lance Death Star.
Like a
12 inches. Like I said before, you have to deploy sideways on the
21 knight Lance.
Yeah, that's it. The mega Lance.
Unfortunately, I feel like the Lance doesn't get more efficient with more knights. It's just not
you only get like a
efficient
couple of extra ones.
So
but you have to fill in all the middle, which don't do anything.
Yeah, which don't do anything. Don't do anything for you.
Yeah, true.
So it's bad. I mean the Lance is I am worried about how it's going to go against some of those large units, because obviously they get 2 ranks of supporting attacks where everything's considered to be in base contact with the Lance, which is terrifying. But I'm more likely to throw in multiple Lances, because I mean the one thing with the Lance, and they've done this on purpose, is that you get the Lance formation like close order bonus equivalent as long as you have unit strength of 5 or more. Rather than 10,
that one.
Which I think actually might be why they took Lance formation away from Pegasus Knights, specifically because they knew they were sort of buffing the Lance formation compared to the normal close order rule.
Gotcha.
So the Peg Knights weren't getting that.
You're saying they're thinking about these things, unlike last week when I was ripping into them. But interesting. I will say, because Mark made a comment about this, that the tables looked a bit empty and stuff, but it's not regional. Like most of I would say we usually have a fair bit of terrain, and Castle has a crap ton.
I felt those tables that I played on definitely felt slightly barren.
I wouldn't, for those listening or watching, that's not a norm in Australia, I don't think.
Yeah, like that last game was literally we just ran at each other, and terrain was almost irrelevant. We needed more on the table for sure.
Maybe like 4 intro games that just didn't want to.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know, like 4x4 is hard not to. It'd be a bit easy to put too much just too quickly. Because you sort of like if you put the same amount and then just shoved it into 4x4, it'd be probably too much. So anyway, cool. Okay, wow. Well done, Josh. First game of the second, the new edition, the first tournament.
Yeah.
I know. I've already got some points on the board.
Yeah, you got some points on the board. Yeah. Well done. Cool. Where are we? I am all over the shop tonight, so I'm frazzled. So what are we going into?
Drink. I'll be back.
Second half. Okay, you're right, mate. I'll thank the patrons while you're doing that.
Yeah, we've got some patrons to thank. Oh, and then we can hit questions.
Thanks, patrons.
Questions, and then we've got we'll talk about what we're going to do about our giveaway. So yes, big thank you to our patrons, many on our chat right now. If you want to join them, you can jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, jump on the tiers, and it actually helps to be a patron, as you find out, because not only do you get questions, you actually get some preferences. You get the private channel that you can chat to us, but you will get some extra entries or more entries into our little competition that we'll talk about after this. But until we do that, let's just give them a big shout out, because you get that as well. So we have, and people keep changing the names on me, so I get confused. 51 paid Patreons. We actually have, let me just have a look at this, Josh, because it's pretty big actually. 107 Patrons, which is pretty cool. 51 paid. Big thank you to Adam Lamb, the Orange Juicer, Matty, Firebird7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, the Old Warrior, who is actually on here. I just saw him before. Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Graham Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, Drank Nate, Ben, Shooter Louis, Yuchin Chaffel, Benoit, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Coolin, Jay McBride, who's also on board here tonight. Flatwell's Edge, Sexy Jelly is on there as well, probably smashing it up over there in North America. Herald of the Old World, Kill Her, David Dodge Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Matt Morris, Perfety, who's on there usually. Griff, because he always is. He's still in. Yep, Perfety's there. Griff, Jess Torres, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananawan, Daniel Broadstock, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos, Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z. Episode 6, Return of the Whirler. Is that the same as last week? No, it's not.
No.
It was 5.
Different.
OG Whirler. Bobby Gherkin's gone AWOL. I don't know what's happened with him. Gumwitch, Zen Fox, and the OG, Toddy Lloyd, holding it up over there. So thanks, guys, for that, supporting us. We turn up every week because of that. Obviously, I'll need a new microphone, so, always need some more patrons. So anyway, Do you want to? How many questions we've got, Josh? Because I didn't look. Do you want to do that before we do the giveaway thing, or not giveaway?
Yeah, let's
but
do
announce the giveaway. Okay.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 questions. Oh, and the first. Okay, I'll hear them. The first one I've sort of already addressed, so I'm not even sure this is a show question, but I put it in anyway. Sean asked. He asked. He starts this off with, I should have asked, which I almost think he meant this for last week. Do you think they made a mistake removing lance formation from pegs and actually meant to remove skirmish? Which would have been a very interesting change. Would have been a really cool change. I feel like they probably can't just because they're just not going to rank up, in lance formation very easily. Unfortunately, that would make them play so differently. Though I'd love to see what happens if they change it. Like, would you actually see Pegasus Knights on the board
if they
had to be lance formation ranked up?
No one. Wow, imagine trying to build a weird. You'd have to do what you were doing with your. You know, you had yours. Right up on multi-level. Yeah, probably not.
No, but rules wise, like not even modeling, just talking about the rules. Like that'd just be.
You might see one unit of 3 to go after some war machines and stuff. I don't know, like, but you wouldn't
their original role, Yeah.
You wouldn't be using them for what you do now. Yeah.
Yeah. What they do now is fly in any direction and charge whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to say, Behemoths, congrats just on 100 episodes. Thanks, mate. I'm sure you'll be there soon as well. So. For those who don't know them, jump over there. They're a great Aussie podcast as well. So just give them a shout out.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, guys. Next one. Oh, I don't know how to answer this one. This is an interesting question. Tommy Dogs asks, what needs to be in Old World 1.6? That's a really hard question to answer.
It is.
I feel like we're still digesting 1.5.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't really explored the ramifications of it fully. So I don't really know what's on the wish list for me.
Look, I wouldn't worry about changes, right? I have no idea about like rules changes. Hopefully it's an FAQ related to a legacy faction that's been brought into the fold. That'd be nice. Something like that.
Nice. That would be.
That'd be that's a good wish listing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Move through cover.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. That needs to get fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind nerfing so much rallying as such. Like, it's bizarre to me that you can just rally and then move wherever you want. I mean, you can't charge, I guess, but
true that.
Still seems to give you a bit too much freedom, I feel.
Yeah, even if you could, like, I'd be happy if you could still move, but not like march and all, like anything that's
maybe move a little bit
minor. Yeah.
So to be honest, I reckon you can't move.
Yeah,
I reckon you shouldn't be able to move at all.
Yeah, no.
Moving shooting's pretty.
Maybe that's the 6 head in me going, no.
Yeah, no, I reckon
you're right. Punching.
Yeah.
And then this one. Should I do this one now or? Okay, no, I'll do Miss Junk's one.
Okay.
She asks, what do you do when you're stuck playing against someone who is way too competitive? I feel like we did discuss this quite at length.
Probably. Have you guys ever not quit on the game, but have you ever sort of gone, you guys just have a 20 then, and sort of like stopped, or what have you guys done? Like,
I haven't stopped. You do like kind of. If the game's not getting fun to me, you don't put in that much effort.
Check out a bit, like
you check out.
That's probably what I would do. I can't remember fully doing that, but potentially have at some point. But I can't remember specifics.
Yeah, neither.
I don't think I would just walk off or anything. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, sometimes some people just go, "I just have the 20" and then go. I don't know if I'd do that, but
yeah.
Don't know. Wouldn't say I wouldn't either. I just don't think I would. Yeah.
Flip the table.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
I've never felt the desire to flip the table or walk off.
Yeah.
Maybe it's saying something about me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Well, yeah,
I'm the competitive player.
2 years ago in Castle, the first game. And
First game.
Yeah.
Jeez. I just call after 3 turns and let him win. I don't think I've ever
See,
heard that. Feel like
I've heard
that.
lots of people do that, and like that's fair enough.
No.
I just don't know if I have.
Just because they're having such an unpleasant time that they just don't want to play anymore. Is that what you're saying? It's awful.
I potentially would if I knew the person a bit. Like, like if I ran into one of the real competitive people that I know, and I'm not even close to doing anything, but I don't mind chatting Warhammer with them. I almost would go, oh, why not let's go have a beer and then just do that. You know? Like, because I think I don't know. But anyway, luckily I haven't had to do that.
I mean, I don't have many games. I mean, I have had games where it's been sort of weird sort of atmosphere, but never to the point of wanting to throw it in, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, Jay. I don't know that we're going to give you any particularly good answer to that.
And maybe Oz is just more fun. I hope so, but I don't know. Who knows? Usually,
I think people do like have issues with it, like everywhere. It's just it's one of those. Everyone's got different ways they handle it, like you said. I mean, there are people who just like, take the 20 or whatever. Like I've definitely heard people said they've just given people
100%. It was happening the other day. I'd just say that I probably tend to steer towards tournaments where there's a bar, and so maybe I don't give a shit after. Like if I can go get another beer and sit there, and just check out, roll some dice, then I'm happy to do that as well. So,
yes, alcohol, the solution to all of the tournament problems.
Yeah, basically.
Definitely.
And cause.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, we got some questions from Perfidy. Surprise! Who's this Perfidy fellow? Well, he asked a few questions. I'll give you the first one, and this is a bit of a little bit of prose. Is there any point me asking any more? Where we've all long ago forgotten that Empire even exists, and dare I say, we'll forget Cathay shortly. Time is a fleeting and cruel mistress that grinds even the tallest mountain to dust. Perhaps if I start asking early, I might achieve something. The Old World 2.0 launch, Kislev faction focus when?
He's already started it, eh? Well, we were waiting for 1.5. It's now out, and now we will start scheduling them, I guess. But it's just a bit, I'll say ASB probably would like to do the Empire one more. Like he's keen, but he was in hospital last week, so as well. So we're all busy, unfortunately, at the moment. But yes, and then I just got my Cathay stuff, so I definitely want to start reading the fluff part of it as well, because I've never really done any of that with these arcane journals. So, and this not being a full arcane journal, maybe it might have some more fluff in it. Who knows? So,
is it the same price as a normal arcane journal?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
The same. Because I also picked up that guy at Frontline as well. So I've got all the books, and they all look the same and the same price. So I'm turning away from the laptop. You probably can't hear me. Cool. But yeah, we will try. We will try. But we got to do this so Perfidy's got questions.
I must say, your microphone is actually good enough that I'm forgetting you don't have your normal mic.
Yeah, I've moved over a little bit towards it, so it's pretty impressive. Or maybe my mic, other one's so shit it doesn't matter. Yes.
Throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
One last question, again from Perfidy. I don't know how to answer this. Oh, another one. Why does Josh hate the slow grow?
I saw that. That was a good one.
What's this peer pressure going on? Why am I forced to the slow grow?
Did you guys actually do a shout out to the slow grow when I was off at the beginning of the episode?
Oh no.
No, we didn't mention it all, mate. We were
that's okay. Well, if you are here, people, and you're like, "What's slow grow?" That is what Perfidy and Mark have been organising over on our Discord. So links in the description.
Yes, good idea. Plug it. Good idea.
It's called the Cathaint, wasn't it? Called the Cathaint slow grow. The Old World Fanatics Cathaint. You don't have to do Cathay, but obviously that's inspiring a bunch of us. So there's a few of us in there. Monthly goals, pretty loose. Like it's not anything massively competitive. Probably should try and get some prizey stuff, but maybe I'll sort that out later. So yeah, jump over there, post some pics, and yeah, we're chatting, and people's Cathay orders are all arriving. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
I might join it, but only for certain things I need to get painted.
Well, that's
we're running up to 6 weeks. Big tournament in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What a new army.
I've got a shit ton. Yeah, I need to actually get my beastman done. Hey, I need to start actually doing something. No, I'm doing stuff, but it's not very directed at the moment. I need an army list. We need to do Gommo's Beastman Castle Assault army list stream.
Army list.
Someone write me an army list.
Nice.
I know Sean sent me one, but I don't know if I want to do the Minotaur. I don't know.
I'm still scheming with mine, so I don't know. Too many.
Cool. Anyway.
It's a slow grow, Josh. On a shit, I have to finish off an army in 6 weeks grow. Oh, okay, fine. I won't bother then. I see what you're saying. Never mind.
So good.
Do we have a link to the Discord? Yeah, is it in this live stream?
Oh man,
Pretty sure it's in the live stream. But if I'm wrong, let me know, because I thought I pasted it in there every week. But who knows?
Are you making your Beastman baggage train?
It's a good point. Probably should, eh? What would be in there? Just corpses.
Yeah, corpses.
But can Beastman even make it? Like, no, it wouldn't. It'd have to be just like a Pumbaa with a bunch of dead things over the top of it or something.
No. Like just maybe some bales of hay with like a feeding trough and like
cows.
Pile of shit.
No, not cows. No, the beastmen are eating the hay because they're beastmen.
Oh right, okay. So it's just that. Yeah, well, that's true. Or it could be a bunch of alcohol barrels, because aren't they loving the alcohol in the centaurs?
No, it's not a wolf one. You stay away from my alcohol barrels.
Oh, no.
I can get the corpses, but I got heaps. I got
an old corpse card I can mangle. I'll just print something, man. It'll be fine.
Corpse card.
Yeah. Okay. That's all the questions, Josh.
Sorry. Yeah, that's yep. For what it is, those are the questions. Questions are complete.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I should probably set up to discuss what we're going to bring up for episode 105. So, yeah, so I said we were talking about doing some type of giveaway thing. We'll put up a separate video after this. It'll go out tomorrow and it'll be on our other episodes. So you don't have to remember everything I'm going to say right now. But basically, we want to do a giveaway. It's a big thank you to all the patrons and all the followers, because I can't believe we've hit 100. And in 4 weeks or whatever it is, or whenever Castle is, 5 weeks, been doing this for 2 bloody years. So, and have not missed a Monday or / Tuesday, because I think we did it weekly. I think we jumped around between Monday and Tuesday there for a bit because of the news drops for the old world, if you remember that. So yeah, like we want to give back a little bit. So, but we also want followers. I think on YouTube, what are we at? 3.3 is it or something? 1,000?
Yeah, something
like that. Yeah. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a teaser, because we'll do this properly tomorrow. And then we'll get started.
A little bit of a teaser.
Wow, well, that's going to be out tomorrow. But basically, one big battalion box of your choice. You could have the Beastman one, or you could even get a Cathay one.
You got them just sitting there. And you got them all there. No,
I've got 2, but realistically, I don't give you those ones. They're my ones, but we will give you whoever wins this. Basically, it's a competition. We're going to randomly draw one of our patrons. Now, it sounds bad because you're like, oh, what do I have to pay? But listen, one of our patrons will win this on our episode 105.
Wait, shouldn't they have to pay? Why is it the free ones as well?
Well, they don't really. Fine. To come in, but yeah, we'll get.
Okay.
Yeah. Episode 105. We're going to draw it live, which is, I think, the episode just before Castle. So we'll probably be doing some Castle pumping as well. Anyway, so if you need to be a patron, because I want an email address at least to validate who the hell I'm sending this stuff to, and then we'll buy whichever one you want, and wherever you are in the world, we'll get it shipped to you from. So if you're in the UK, we'll ship it from Element Games, that type of stuff. So Yes, perfectly. So we'll get into that. So basically, it's an entry system. We're just going to get, it's like a lotto, you know, but you get one entry. So if you don't want to give us any money, you don't have to. You just go over to patreon.com, Fanatics, sign up as a free patron, you get one entry. If you're already a patron or you want to join, you get a number of entries around your like your membership. Now, there is a lot of early patrons actually on grandfathered plans. So I'll give you the 10. You'll be on like the 10 one. So just so you guys know. But basically, your patron membership gives you more entries. And then on top of that, over the next couple of weeks, when you hit us up on YouTube and you @Fanatics in your comment, you can get an entry as well. We're probably going to cap that. We're going to see how perfect and all that go with how many they do.
Yeah,
so we might end up capping that. I know. So we might have to do a bit of that. But anyway, it's basically a lotto system. So the more you can contribute, the more you leave comments, join up on Patreon, then rock up. You don't actually have to be live with us on the giveaway because I think that's a bit slack. Because obviously, if you're in America, it's hard. And then we will, we'll draw it then, and I guess give you a couple of days. If we can't get a hold of the person, we'll drop to the next person. But that's basically what we're looking at doing. So it's Drawn Live, episode 105. Did I say that or 4? I meant 105. 104. Yeah, August 11. We'll pump this out every week anyway, so it's it's not the last time you're going to hear. But yeah, we want to give a battalion box away of your choice. So if you want to start a bloody Cathay, if you want to start a freaking, I don't know, Wood Elf Army,
we're not doing Josh's handcrafted monolith as a second.
Who knows what else is going to be in that package?
Oh my god! Sure, yeah. That'll be the second prize.
So you'd knock one up, send it to me. I'll pay for postage. I don't care.
Yeah. I reckon someone could get a monolith for sure.
I think that would be a custom monolith. Would be
yes. Look at Silver Dave. The more you leave comments, you say, "Yeah, there you go." It's all for the algorithm. It's all for the algorithm.
That's it.
Hey, I might even give you more entries if you new people and they subscribe to us on YouTube. But look, it's just at the end of the day, it's if you leave comments, you'll get draws, and we'll draw them. It's probably not, I don't even know if it's fair. It's probably not fair, but someone's going to win. So there you go.
Yeah,
that's our giveaway, and we'll put it in. You'll see us more on YouTube over the next couple of weeks as we try to pump it up and hopefully give someone a battalion box.
Yes,
cool. For our birthday, we give to you, which is cool because they've been given to us. So love it. Cool. So.
We don't earn much from this podcast, but what we do earn, we give back. We give back to the listeners.
That's right.
In fact, I don't think I've earned anything.
I probably haven't given you anything. There is none.
I got some sweet products sent to me. I got
we get the little.
I got the bases.
Oh yeah,
the adapter tray that anyway.
We got those things painted too the other day. We need to actually sort.
We got things painted
like that. Yeah. Well, we were just going to chat a little bit of hobby, but also like just what this has been for a recollect for the next couple of 15 minutes or so. I've got a little bit of a surprise too. After that, but what's it like, guys? Going up here every week for 100 weeks so far.
Oh, right.
Oh, this is we get real.
We get real.
Do you have a harp sound on your soundboard?
Yes, but I can't use it because it doesn't work.
This is the one episode where your soundboard.
I'm the techie person here, and it fails. It totally fails. I'll tell you. Tip: reboot your computer. I don't know what the hell's happened. To be honest, I have no idea. My computer's been fine, and it just f's up tonight. So
maybe 105. For the 2-year anniversary.
Maybe we can get it working in time for
get our shit together.
2-year anniversary. Feels like a relationship.
I'll tell you, I'll be checking that a bit more thoroughly every episode from now. I'm sorry, guys, I got a bit lax. So there you go.
Josh, are you going to dress up for 105? Some of your Slaneshi costumes.
I have not consented to dressing up in Slaneshi costume.
I think you have a variety of fishnet shirts of varying colors. I'm sure you can Bust out
Do
one
I?
of them.
Do you know something about my wardrobe that I don't? That's true.
Well, one time when you invited me over for a game, I accidentally covered it in the wardrobe. I saw it. I saw the collection.
What's and for people listening in, I'd love to hear any comments about I don't know, what's all like. Obviously, people have been turning up and listening. I mean, what do they like? Is it that it's casual? Do they like that we seem to? I don't know. We seem to like each other. I don't know how that happened, but
yeah,
thanks for that.
It's kind of special, isn't it? Like, I guess we can be a bit self-indulgent for this section, can't we? Like, we can really just be like, we can big ourselves up or say how good we've been. I mean, I think we're particularly insightful, really. But
other people can do that.
The amazing thing is that we kept doing it. That's probably the most. That's our biggest achievement that you can say is we have done it.
I think
good or bad, better or worse.
Right.
We've been here every week in, week out.
Yeah, we were.
Haven't missed a. I mean, sometimes one of us has not been here, but there's been an episode up every Monday.
That should be. Sean should do that for one of his questions. Is who is actually been on the most episodes?
Ooh,
do you reckon it's Josh or Andrew? It wouldn't be me because I've taken a lot more.
No, you're just setting.
Oh yeah,
man. You're always on.
Or Captain Holiday.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? I feel like I don't know.
I reckon Josh would be up. I think I've had a couple of nights off. So
is it?
Yeah.
I've missed a few. Like sometimes I go to Malaysia or I don't know.
I can only remember. Did you go to once or twice to Malaysia? I mean, maybe twice. Maybe
it would have been twice. I remember. In the period of this episode. Yeah. Anyway, there's not that. Yeah. I think it's weird, isn't it? Like we just get a chance to talk Warhammer and hobby or whatever. And the amazing thing is we come up with 2 hours of content every week. I don't know how we do it.
Yeah.
It's not quality, John.
How many times have I made that comment? It might be a short one.
Yeah, how many times? It'd be funny if we actually this one was like an hour. Like we're an hour and a half now. Imagine if we're like, yep, right, we're done. It's like hour and a half.
Will be
half an hour short. But I don't know. I never thought I'd have a platform like this to talk at length about Warhammer, and that people would be listening to it of all things. And I'd feel sad if we didn't get to do it anymore. Like it's a really cool privilege in a way, and I feel like we have a role that helps to sort of form the community a bit and dictate a little bit about, or at least have our opinions about what happens, which is cool. And I love being able to show off my little bits of hobby and stuff that most of the time people wouldn't really ever be able to see. I love that. I actually take photos of games now because sometimes, something I'm like, oh, okay, this will be good for the podcast or whatever. Yeah. Like it'd be weird not to have to think like that, right? Like, you're doing a game and stuff, and you're like, back before we did this,
it's just a vacuum.
It's just a game, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. It's cool. We get to show it off,
God, there's a lot of good comments here that I'd like to show, but we'll get to them soon. Yeah, keep going, Josh.
Looking back, some of my more favorite moments would be in no particular order. Was me breaking the news on air that I ran off round 4 at CanCon to play 3 games of Mordheim. You guys had no idea. That was great. I love that.
We just knew you were AWOL for some of that. You stopped messaging.
You're like, what happened, Josh?
Where'd you go? Yeah.
I do wish that moment where I confessed about how much I spent on those questing nights was recorded. It was so ridiculous.
I don't know, and there's probably people who that was early on, so I don't think
it was really early on.
I mean, do you guys in the chat? Do you know what we're talking about there? Because that was fucking funny, but obviously we didn't record that.
It wasn't live. It wasn't live streamed.
No, but then we talked about it.
No one ever. We just talked about it.
That was funny.
That was.
I wish we'd had that. I don't know if you can say it because Jay just said, "How much did you spend?"
It was like €130 for like one model. It was ridiculous. But no, she's not here, so that's okay.
Yeah, pretty close, pretty close.
Yeah.
One fifth ed questing night.
That was good. Worth every cent.
Jay just said you had to spay 70 dogs to pay it off. That was up there on mine, man. I had that as mine. That was one of the ones I just recollected. It's funny in a way because we didn't record, like it wasn't recorded. I don't know. So it's this myth now. That
adds to the mythology, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't recorded.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Ironically, I was going to bring up that whole audio spiel that I crapped on about, and the whole audio for this episode's fucked. So remember that time that
you mean the one where you were telling the story about
that I didn't.
I'll let you say it. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was telling the story at the beginning that I didn't have the microphone plugged in for another podcast I used to run.
Yeah. And
that I spent the entire next day re-recording my audio over the top of it, like lining it all back up again. It wasn't a 2-hour podcast, at least. This big monologue, and then we got off, and I'm like, fuck, didn't have the microphone plugged into the right one. And that exact
same mistake.
Yeah.
And you were relaying us the story from this old podcast via that microphone.
Yeah. It was just, and I've done it again on this episode somehow. So
yes, it's so hilarious. You're now telling us that story for a second
about an audio microphone
about it
whilst I'm going
and you're going through the same microphone again.
What the fuck is happening? I promise, I'm techie. I promise, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That was so good.
That was just hilarious. I think people are still dying, Josh, about how much you spent on that. In today's rate, 234. That's funny.
That's good. I just loved it. I loved it, and you looked exactly the same as what you did just then. You're like,
yeah. Just checking in the background somewhere.
Yep. Got it.
That was good. I'll just say though, like, it's sort of touching on what you talked about, Josh, and to be self-indulgent is like I sort of feel like my first, it's not career, but like when I got into 8th not competitively, but that's when, playing tournaments, met you guys. But I'm an introvert. Like, podcasts help me be an extrovert. But generally, if I rock up, and I used to do this, like I'd rock up, once I knew you guys, I'd talk to you. But it's not like I wasn't talking to the top players or the other player. You'd come and play, and then eventually, in Castle's good because you can go out for a drink and everyone loosens up. But if I then went to another tournament in Sydney, probably wouldn't talk to a lot of people. Like if I went down with you guys, then like once I knew you, we'd go down and stuff. But that's it. This has been a way to like get out of that rut because now people come talk to you. Like it's a bit lazy too. People can just come talk to us. But so I don't know. I feel I've done it with my other like tech podcast stuff where you're like, I'm not very good at approaching people. So if I just put myself out there all the time, then other people will just come to me, and that way I don't have to do that bit, and it helps. It just makes you sort of get out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think I have the same thing. I tend not to approach people. But yeah, if people want to, I'm very happy to just talk to people if they approach me about the podcast or want to say anything. Like that's, love to hear that kind of feedback if people want to approach us, for sure.
Yeah, so it's been, I just want to be big thank you. And I'm glad people, I mean, we've had a lot of good comments. A couple of emails come through as well of people who sort of said just thanks for, like it got them back into the hobby, or they. I think everyone has a really good. Don't let the fan get you.
Silver Dave, we're allowed to for the next 20-minute period of the 200 hours ish of podcasting we've been doing.
Between episode 100 and episode 200,
ourselves. We're really just
that's it.
Go hard.
We've transformed Warhammer the Old World.
But I just think this hobby, I think there's a lot of people in it who use it to deal with like quite heavy stuff, or they go through stuff, and and I think that we've had a lot of thanks, not just us, but it's just we help people engage with it, and so I think that's been really helpful, and we get thanked about that a fair bit. So like, I don't know, it's like just a privilege to go, bloody hell, all we do is turn up and bullshit for 2 hours. Try to do other videos, occasionally do a faction focus, but it helps people. So like, I'm pretty stoked with it. And like you said, Josh, I'd hate it if it was like, what do you do if we don't get to do it anymore? I don't know. Hopefully G-Dub don't kill the game. So
yeah,
it's riding on them.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? We still GW can't, like, I mean, they can stop supporting the game, but the game's still there. Just like
but
dude,
true.
Just like Six said,
I need to be
there,
better at
still
that.
there.
I know.
Gotta have faith.
Aethed was still there.
I know, and I didn't do it.
People still play it. Yeah, people still play it. Yeah.
But it was a busy time. I can do it now. I'm stuck for the rest of my life now. So it's my retirement plan.
Nice.
No other game really scratches the itch in the same way as Warhammer.
Yeah,
I just don't get the same feeling from anything else.
No.
I was going to throw in my tidbit.
Andrew. Yeah, what's your tidbit? You haven't.
I haven't. No.
What's your favorite bit?
It's your turn, man.
I think one of the good things about this is like probably more for us three and what other people might not have known, is that I wouldn't say that before this the three of us were overly had histories or like long-lasting friendships.
Nah.
I think it's funny because like every now and again something would happen in the pod, or like you put something in the chat, like our little old world Fanatics chat, and I'm like pissing myself laughing, and then like my wife's like, "You left now." I'm just like, it's just funny because like it's like, you know, like there's been some big times or like some funny moments, and it's like almost now you've got that history that we never really had before.
Yeah.
This is what sort of fed into that, I suppose, and created that.
Because like you're right, we weren't mates as such. Like we weren't, going around each other's houses for beer. I mean, have we ever actually caught up any of us outside of a game?
No, not with me. Anyway. I don't know about you, Drew. We played a lot when I was.
Andrew came and brought his kids over to my horse.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's right.
Yes, we played a fair bit when I was living up in Newcastle during Aethed. I think we went to a tournament in Sydney together. Like we did a little road trip and that kind of thing. And that was kind of fun.
That's so weird, hey, to know that we were doing that and we had no idea that we'd be running a podcast. Years later. Like 10 years later.
Years later. Because I moved to Melbourne like the year or two later, like 2017 or something, and then we had largely very little contact for the following like 7 years until I came back to Castle Assault and played Six with Nico. And Gommo, that wasn't even a grudge.
No, it wasn't a grudge. We
were just drawn against each other.
Yeah.
And then
have Kenny to thank for that then. There you go.
That's it.
Because I think I talked to Andrew. I knew he was coming, but I kind of remember, Josh, if I'd even knew you were coming. Have we talked about anything prior to that? Can't remember.
I might have told Andrew because I think I bumped into Andrew on eBay and I was buying random stuff from you. You were like,
just known on it. Just sell shit.
I was downsizing one of my many armies and then bought it back.
Anyway, it's funny how it works out, these things.
Yep.
No, it's perfect. Just said, is that the game you watched live on the stream? No, that was Josh and I's first game, but that's our very first game.
Yeah, from my 11 years ago.
Yeah, that was way before then. But sorry, Andrew, are we still going? Or sorry,
no.
Cool. Okay, let's go. So, you know what happened? You know how my audio screwed up. I had something else lined up here, but I had to shut everything. So
no!
I have to find it again. So keep talking. So I think we've got some more memories to recollect.
We do. Memory
while
lane.
While I do this.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is so unprofessional. This is episode 100.
Well, Gommo's probably going to be talking about it, but yeah, this memory lane would have been right back towards the start, I think, as well.
Slow grow related.
Are we doing a game? Are you doing a game on
Sally.
video? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
When
When I find it.
Was this before or after our game Gommo at Good Games?
After,
surely, yeah.
Why can't I just go to?
You two were.
Wait, was this the slow grow? You talking about the slow grow that I was in as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's slow grow. Sorry. Right. Cool.
Yeah, with your purple moon sun shit.
Purple sun.
What was it? Purple sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Purple sun.
Another classic moment, and I still every night swear I'm going to get you back.
You had your opportunity. At Castle Salt last year. Maybe we'll have another showdown.
We will.
I went of the Green Knight this time.
Yeah, you dirty list.
So I believe. So for those who are wondering what I'm doing, sorry, I'm trying to find Andrew and mine. I think it's our. I don't know if it must be our first game.
It is our first game, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember because I won't say it's going to spoil it. It'd be a spoiler. So, but it's another deep-seated core memory.
I didn't realize it was our slow grow game.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, perfectly. A purple sun is big block of dwarves, which is where every model has to take an initiative test or die. Dwarves famously have fairly poor initiative,
including my general.
Eighth ed.
Doesn't care how many wounds you got. Remove the model.
Because I was running the broken new Wood Elf book that just got released for 8th ed with the True Flight arrows that ignored all modifiers, throwing out these ridiculous spells. I swear I'm not a win at all cost player, guys.
Don't believe Josh's lies.
I always just wanted to run Wood Elves. So it was just, I love Wood Elves.
Yeah. It just happened to
happened
to have the spell. Yep.
Gommo, are we going to find this video or what's going on?
Can someone tell me how to look for videos reversed order?
Or is this going to be like an episode 105? Oh, but you can't let everyone know because then they're going to go out and search it. And
yeah, exactly. I friggin' had it there too in the browser because I had to shut everything down.
Yeah.
I lost it, which is recent. Hang on, I might be able to find it in my history. This is so annoying. Channel content. What's this one?
Do you want me to do some hobby or something? Or
yeah, do that. So that's great. Yeah, really good point, mate.
Josh,
do that.
Have you got your hobby?
Yeah, I've got some hobby. I can take some time.
Nice.
Gommo deals with these technical issues.
Gommo sorts it out.
Cool. I've been painting some Dark Elves. Dark Elves of Slanesh.
Ooh,
now I've been doing this, but this has been in a couple of weeks in the making. So I want to run a noble BSB on cold one with a Hydra banner. In my campaign, I've got this. So I've sort of kit bashed this guy a bit, sort of scanned kit bash. Anyway, digital. Anyway, so cool. Using the Slanesh armor and a few Dark Elf bits and pieces like the cold one and that type of thing. And I think I was using the banner. I think that was from the Corsair kit, the banner, and then the Lost Kingdoms icons that I've been using for Slanesh dudes.
Is this a guy or a girl? Or is it?
Good question, Andrew.
Is that like a?
It's always hard to tell when it comes to Slanesh. I think it's intended to be a guy. I think that's more just a breastplate thing, but
so I haven't
meant to be a boob.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not meant to be a boob.
Yeah.
I've just got to finish his banner. I haven't got done the banner stuff yet, but I'm hoping to do that in the next few weeks.
That looks nice. That banner, really nice. Just the highlighting,
just
effect.
The shading. Yeah. I sort of, I just sort of built up the layers a little bit, and then I'm intending to do, as I've done with the other banners, I'll put some sort of like stencil style transfer over it, and then sort of freehand in some teal colors and stuff to sort of fill it in. I'm just going to work out what I'm going to do the actual design for yet.
Can I ask you about transfers quickly? How do what do you use to put them on? Do you use like that fixer stuff, or do you like? because when I haven't used transfers much, and when I do, I just use water. So I'm like, I think there's better ways to do this. So
there's way better ways to do that, mate. You got to use the transfer fix stuff because it actually there's two parts. There's one that's sticky, and the other part actually slightly dissolves it and makes it quite thin, so it actually becomes less obvious. And you can do multiple layers of that one, and it really helps to hide it. And then I think it's always really good to do some varnishing, and they say to do gloss varnishing beforehand, put the transfer on, gloss it again, and then do matte, and that way it completely hides the glossiness of the transfer within the area if you don't varnish after that.
Because I just with obviously with Cathay, that's definitely going to need that because there's a lot of transfers, like big ones. So okay, cool. I will look into that.
Definitely worthwhile doing that. And then I also did some other thanks Entropy. I wouldn't trust those sticky liquids either. Did some other Dark Elves as well, filling out some of the other areas that I needed to get done. So I did a second unit of Dark Riders, another Bolt Thrower.
Nice.
I love painting pink. I don't know why. Pink just appeals to me.
You just ask for
it. Oh dear. And then after Saturday, I am now putting together some Bretonnian archers because surprise, surprise, I have to fill out a few little things. So at the moment, I've got 25 archers painted, and I want to get a few more, and there's a couple of standard bearers in for my list.
Are you leaving your other archers that you had like on 20s, and these are all going to be new for Old World? Like on the bigger bait.
That's right. I am also in the process of putting together a few more Knights of the Realm because I need a second unit of Knights of the Realm. So I am doing like 5 of those guys that I am actually going to put on 25 by 50 bases and still use my adapters that I've already made because I feel like that's fine. Like the adapters actually work
as well,
and that works. Yeah, exactly. It's my existing, all my Knights are already on 25 by 50s, and I think it'll just be consistent. But the archers, I've decided to put them on 25s because that just works. And I just want to use more. So I have, so I've got to put some standard bearers in the unit too because I feel like I want to bump up some static combat res. So because they've got outnumbering, they've got close order. Because that's unusual for archers to have close order. Like most of those archer units use usually open order, so it's interesting they've got close. And then I have a standard, something that's 3 static combat res, just a random block of like 14 or 16 archers. Something that's actually a daunting prospect for a unit of fast cav to hit,
And I feel like I was saying before, I feel like that's a better number. Like if you put a big unit like 20 or 24, like people then go, okay, that's still actually. Like if you line hammer to like a big unit of rangers like that, people go, oh, I'm not going near that. But when it's like these little archers in 14s or whatever, I don't know. I think you're right. Like it would catch me out. Like, oh shit, they hit back. Plus they've already got +2 on me. Or +3 with the rank bonus. Oh, are they open order or close order?
They close order. That's what I mean. They close order. They close order. They got us, and the funny thing with the standard is they've got the peasants or levies rule, which means the standard isn't worth any victory points, so they're really not risking anything.
God, you got every rule under the sun. These brats. Jesus Christ.
These brats. So there's the Claymore casting models, which these are the ones I've been using for my. I consistently use them for all of my peasants, and I just love the variety and the action and. The 2 guys, the standard bearers, are actually halberder or like polearm dudes. And I just sort of pick them as like, okay, these are worker standard bearers because that company doesn't make command sort of models really. But I feel like, I don't know, these 2 work. One of them is like swinging a banner across, and I like the action there. So it's fun. I'm going to keep working on those. They've got to finish off a few other things. I've got a fair bit to work on actually. That'll be coming.
So you got a bit of an idea of your list then already, or are you still scheming?
I've pretty much done my list.
I need to start doing this. Maybe I'm going to do a live stream. People can help me because I've never played Beastman. So there we go.
There you go. That could
go.
Right.
Want to do a hobby quickly, wrap it up, and then we'll close out with this. I've got it. Found it. So
got it.
Nice.
Yeah, but we can do a hobby. Have you done any, Andrew? Or?
I've been doing renos. I'm flat stick doing renos. So yeah, I'm just scheming. I'm trying to get a list.
That's good.
I was thinking High Elves. I was thinking Seaguard, and now I'm like,
You're also thinking Chaos Dwarves though, too, weren't you?
I was thinking Chaos Dwarves, and I'm thinking Dwarves. Thinking
Dwarves would be interesting too, especially for the
thinking all sorts of stuff.
Bamps, yes. Really? What? Okay, interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, are we doing hobby? I might just quickly do that actually, just because I've got that up here as well. Because I am doing a little bit. I just need to get focused and finish some stuff. And now that Cathay's turned out, I'm like, I'm getting my Dragon Ogres close to the point where I can put the oil wash on. So hopefully I'll finish that this week. I've just got some details, a few more little highlights, and then do the basing. So I can put all the oils over the top. I do like a purple wash on the skin and then like the sepia sort of brownie washes everywhere else. So I think that'll come out pretty good. But yeah, they actually take no time. I just haven't done a lot with them. Like you paint these guys in an evening. They're so easy once you get the airbrush going. And speaking of the airbrush, I am going to take up, is it Carl from now I can't remember the actual name. What's it called? Whatever his name is, the hobby, the guy that we had on with the airbrushing, the New Zealand guy.
Salt Merchant.
Oh,
Salt Merchant. Yeah. That's it. Salt Merchant. Yeah. He was telling me about the humidity. I don't know if you remember that, saying that, yes, that they like water spurt, because I was complaining about this the other week, that's the only thing left that I can't sort out my airbrushes. I'll be doing something and then it'll just go, and it'll just shoot like water. Anyway, yes, my the little tank on the compressor had a bit of stuff, cleaned it out, used it no more than I reckon 15 minutes, if that. It was still shooting water out. I was like, what the frig? Anyway, went into Frontline Hobbies and talked to him about it, and they got these. And I've heard about these. These are another like filter thing you put at the end of the line. And he even said, yeah, you're in Australia, man. You just need them. They just pump out. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. And I put it on. It's been great. Hasn't done it. So must work. Right. It's been really good. I don't know. So I don't know if it's just my room and like how I got the heater back there as well. And like it just maybe this got a bit more humidity in here. I have no idea, but I feel like I've solved my thinning issue. I know how to use my airbrush, like can clean it up quick. And now this thing's got rid of that stupid thing. I'm like, oh, cool. I can actually, I don't know. Like I feel like I'm getting to the point where I can use it as part of it and not be like, oh crap, I'm going to get the airbrush out, that type of thing.
I was going to ask you the other day. So you've got a little booth, don't you, with an extractor?
No. I made like a little cardboard thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I was spraying into, but I'm almost at the point now where I'm not going to do that. And I'll just put a cardboard thing near the back of because I've got my laptop sitting right there and then I spray on the other side of it and I don't want to wreck that. So that's why I spray into a cardboard box. But outside of that, I don't do enough. I don't reckon where I need an extractor, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know. If there was any overspray you're worried about
I don't know. People will say you should, but I'm like, the amount I do it, it's not like if I was commission painting or sitting around doing a lot of it, I would, but I'm not like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what people think, but I just feel like the less barriers, the better. And I don't know, just smash it out. And if I get overspray on my paints and stuff, I don't really care. Like the whole table's covered, so it's just the computer. I don't want to get it on. Yeah. So but I went in and got some Cathay stuff coming. So I ordered some, but because it was coming, and then I went into Frontline Hobbies to get that thing, they had Cathay, and I went, well, I'll need 2 of these guys, so I bought another one because I wanted the Cathay. So I've got 2 of these because the others just came today. And then I had to play around with just starting some airbrushing some colors on him. And
so you're going classic color scheme pretty much.
So this is why I started with this guy, because I don't know what I want to do, but I feel like this thing it won't really matter because it can be fairly colorful. But I don't know what I want to do for the actual sort of uniforms of the troops and stuff. So that's why I thought I'll play around with this guy first. And I don't think it'll matter that the actual creature is potentially, you know, like, but I'll probably will go more oranges and stuff anyway. So that's why I thought I'd play around with it. And I was just following Stu from Miniature Realms sort of guide. I didn't do as good as him. He's got a lot more yellow on there. So maybe on the other guy, I'll do a better job of it. But yeah, just starting to get into it. And then this rocked up today. So it's all here. So
wow.
That's what I've got to start with. Nice. Just one of everything.
Wow.
Basically.
You got one. Yeah, you've literally got one of everything.
Well, one of everything, but now two of the Shigangan Lords because I did buy an extra one. So I feel like you'll end up having two of them because they seem pretty good, but I don't know.
Yeah. They're the cheap ones, aren't they? The
so,
200.
I'll tell you what happened was I went into Frontline and I went because I'll go in and get this. I wanted to get that thing for the airbrush. And my Beastman dice came. That's what it was. They were late. So they were there. So they've been there for like 2 weeks. I just haven't been in. So I went in and then I thought, well, Cathay's there. If there's a Skyland, maybe I'll just buy a second one because there's, you know, like you hear how good these Skylands are. There's no Skylands in the shop. They're all, I don't know. So there was a few of these Shigengans. I bought that. But that was it. But I think they might have had a Battalion box and they've got a few of the rule books, but the Sky Lanterns and stuff are all gone by looks. So with pre-orders or whatever. So yeah, but yes, no, time to get busy. But I do have Beastman to actually sort out before then, so probably should finish that. Yeah. But they'll be quick. I mean, the Beastman, I just got to keep reminding myself. I'm not trying to paint them like I want them to be a speed army, and I'm struggling to do that, to be honest, but. Maybe it'll be easier the closer Castle Assault gets. Because I've just like smashed out. But,
yep. Nothing like a tournament to get you to finish your army.
Anyway, we're getting near the end, but we did dig up this for episode 100. I think it's 16 minutes, so hopefully that's not too long for people. But apparently, this is mine and Andrew's first game.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I did reach out to you and say, this is definitely your dwarfs, isn't it? Because they're green. And I think you said
that is 100%.
Okay. So this is my demons. So I ran a slow grow back in our hobby thing. I ran this one. And both Andrew and Josh were in it, which is cool.
Did you run it?
Up to 2000. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I didn't realize you were running it. Okay, cool.
And
this is 8th ed, though, isn't it?
8th ed, 8th edition. And that's actually, that skull thing, that's my terrain. I remember I made some and donated it to the club. I mean, it's a Halloween skull, so I didn't make the skull. Anyway, let me just do some audio tests first, okay? So I'll skip forward a little bit.
Is our slow grow limit this
month?
I
can hear that.
I've got my demons and taking on some.
Okay.
That's a good level.
Them at the moment. Hope you don't get too sick of my voice, but I'm finally caught up with games that I've just played pretty recently. So I've got 2 now that I played yesterday at our club day, one of which is a slow grow and the other one's a 2,500 point, just random casual game. So
feel free to interrupt if you need
is
to.
Our slow grow limit this month.
And
I've got my
letting it build
and taking on some dwarves. The dwarf player just
is it?
So he's not all fully painted yet and sort of catching up with everyone, I guess. But
is that right? You came in late.
Area really, especially at this
late.
Sort of point in the Warhammer life cycle. So I run through. I didn't get a great picture of deployment here, so sorry about that. Just magic wise, I've got 2 horror units, a 15 and a 10. The 15 got Blue Fire and the 10 got Infernal Gateway, and I've got a level 2 Herald with Glean and Trees, and I just kept them because to try and get Infernal Gateway. The little Herald guy on the disc down the bottom left there is.
How early in the slow grow is this?
It's 1,500 points.
I'd like to say.
So...
that's pretty far.
I didn't know he's dropping a Searing Doom because he doesn't really have.
Do you guys remember what
a whole lot of armor?
Infernal Gateway does in this edition? Was that a magic missile? I can't remember.
No idea. No idea.
Mate.
It's your army.
20,000.
Can't remember.
40 Great Weapon Warriors. He's got a Runesmith.
Oh, look at the labels. This is a revolutionary development you've got going on. I've never seen this.
obviously the rune speed is general at this level. You are allowed to have lords.
I've still
now,
got the same
15
dice
points.
container.
You got 40 Great Weapon Warriors.
He's got 2 organ guns, one on the right.
Oh,
there,
no
he
wonder
is-
that Purple
has
Sun
lit
hurt
up
you
the
so
green
bad.
position. He's got 20 quarrels.
Still hurts, Josh. Still hurts.
What have I got here? Do I have mine? No. Here we go. Just got close-ups of mine. Flash hounds are just sitting up there, so I don't.
It's a good-looking army, Gommo. That really.
I know. I was close to
Burning
taking it.
Chariot,
I think that's
so
Alex
good.
there talking about it too. I was
No,
close to
the
taking
round
this down to
bases.
Oldhammer.
I'm starting to round base some of the horrors, purely for, well, who knows what happens in ninths, but just as the back rank, so I can sort of fit them in because they're just so hard to rank up.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Hide them in the back. And
I used to put him on round bases at the
as I
back.
need
That's
to
right.
make them rank up, although they're just all thrown in there at the moment. My herald's in that unit as well. You got blood crushers, some screamers at the front, skull cannon, my level 1 heralds. They're all just
pop up.
casting on the left. The Infernal Gateway guys are basically going to head up to that rock skull thing. Throw some screamers over here. They were sort of first drops. So I sort of made him, the way I was dropping, I sort of made him spread out a bit, and it sort of worked. So I didn't
Well,
do
there you go,
much
Andrew. A bit of
casting. I knew
tactics.
I was playing this player and
hello.
on his list. It's not a massively scary list, but in terms of trying to get points out of it with my army, which isn't really built for combat, this is going to be hard. So I mean, going into the day, my thoughts were always going to be obviously get rid of these organ guns before I even get close.
Did we just
so
have a
that's gonna be
game
my skull
scheduled? I
cannon,
can't
so he's in
remember how the
range.
slow grow went.
But then the
I
table
think we
board
did, yeah.
I think you had a draw.
Very
I think
It was a draw, yeah. Who you
with that
playing?
Yeah, I
impassable
think you were told who you had to
in
play.
the middle.
Yeah.
Sorry about the bad pitches.
More tech issues.
The impassable in the middle. I thought, looking at it, well, if I get my Infernal
You'd
Gateway
think you'd
guys right
learn.
behind them, even if it's shooting
You
at
could
me,
get
it's
better
getting,
at this at
some
some
good
point.
minuses. So hopefully I can
Look at
get
that
in range of
carpet.
that
It's
24
like
inches
that's
and
so
use it to
legion.
Oh,
get rid of
that's
the organ guns. The
guaranteed
shooting
it's
I'm
still
not as
there.
worried about, but at the same time, I was going to attack it with screamers. Get
Another
out the
crotch
grass,
shot
stuff
from
like
Andrew.
that, and use the flesh hounds and screamers in combination to try to take out one set of units, and then I'd pretty much be up. Not sure how I'm going to deal with a big unit of 40 Great Weapon Warriors unless I can.
I don't like those two
Gateway
organ
for
guns
6
sitting
turns.
right in front of me.
With the rune of
Double
spell breaking,
organ gun, yeah.
there's a chance I'm not going to have it. I guess.
What
Yeah,
the hell is these
some of these
pictures?
What's
pictures,
going
I
on
don't
with
know
the
what happened when I was
picture?
importing them.
Who
I get
friggin'
spastic,
knows?
sorry about that. This is just my turn 1. Basically, my 15 horrors plonk in the building.
In the
And
building?
The rest of my army moves up but out of range.
Oh, that's
Shit,
right.
yeah, I
They
loved-
said it
I
was
loved
in
eight-bed
the
buildings.
building.
And
And then you just start shooting from there. It was
Worst.
awesome.
The worst.
what are they called? Organ guns. Except for my horrors, you go right up behind that skull and getting hard cover now, which is cool. My screamers, there's no use throwing them in just yet. I want to see what I get. We shoot.
Am I just going to magic missile? Is that what I'm going to do? Sit behind that thing. Yeah, there you go.
Magic was 11 to
Yeah.
6. Actually rolled
11
10 on
to
the thing, so I got a
6.
4-up ward
Ooh.
save for the round. That's not too bad.
Oh, 4-up ward save
A
for
5
me.
dice blue
Yeah.
fire and get 2 wounds on the right hand organ gun, which isn't too bad. But then I 6
Pretty
dice.
sure
Then
I
I
got
got no
little
resist bleed.
explosion icons.
6 dice.
Oh.
He only blew
6
up a
dice.
couple of horrors.
What did you
so it
6
wasn't too bad.
dice?
6 dice Infernal Gateway. Get it off irresistibly as well. And I do no wounds to that right hand
Oh, what?
organ gun.
Oh.
Kind of crazy. So I have to relegate to shooting it with the skull cannon, and it
Okay.
doesn't miss
Skull
fire for a
cannon
change,
off.
and I take it
Yeah.
off. So
Bye-bye.
yeah, a lot of
10 from the back.
effort just to get the 3 wounds, but worth it since that's the one with the
Classic.
accuracy.
That was your
damage.
accuracy one.
So into
dude.
his turn, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel slack because I'm playing very elfy in this game. I'm just basically staying out of everything. I don't think he had any
It's a very cagey match, guys. Like
any shooting
It
really
was.
in range.
Billy,
I remember
you're both in your own deployment
Except the
zones.
organ gun, which I don't think really ended up doing anything. So
Dwarves,
his warriors
mate.
actually start moving up.
He start moving up.
And these guys,
Billy,
I think, were just in range of 2 of them, and they only take off 1 horror. The other horrors I lost from.
Yeah, you get that,
Oh, no, I
you
must have lost
horrors.
2 from Infernal Gateway.
Yeah.
No, I must have only lost 1 from the miscast. Which is pretty
okay.
good. And then he took off 1 with the corralers.
Whatever, mate.
So I'll take that.
Oh,
My
here
turn
they
2,
come.
Flesh hounds come
Ooh,
on,
hello.
and we just plonk them here.
Was that ambushing?
Don't want to go in just yet. I'll bring the screamers over as well.
I love them. They were awesome.
So that's what I'll do. I'll bring the
I
screamers
forgot
over
they
there.
ambushed
Charge range.
That's crazy.
They're in charge range and they're getting again
Wait,
hard
was
cover.
this? Did I miss this? Were we
some
like
hard modifier
deployment?
because of that hill there. There's
just
not
how we
many that
deploy.
can be seen. I've
Oh,
only
I
got one
forget.
peeking around the corner. so I
Oh,
can
that
see,
makes sense. It must be
for charge.
diagonal.
So I felt like these dudes were a fair bit up.
They were really up.
And yeah, I know the chariot's
Yeah, must have been
so I'm
done.
just basically moving it down the side there, out
That's
of
shit,
30-inch
that
range
thing.
of that other organ gun. Everyone's staying back pretty much. Magic again's 11-6. Rolled 10 on the chart, Winter Magic. So I'm on 4+4 again. Very happy with the game,
right. That's
the way
how
the game started.
Okay.
But I throw 6 dice at Infernal Gateway again, and this time I don't get it off irresistibly. He gets rolled and eaten. So there goes
there you go. You ate
crutch.
hell.
Without my crutch. That's okay. Yeah, not a whole lot of movement. Oh, look at that. Don't think I did anything. Maybe even just backed up the blood crushers. Except the skull cannon. It takes out the other one. So pretty happy to get rid of those artillery. Yeah, so I mean at this point he's admitting that he thought maybe I'd rush at him, so he was right back. And I said, yeah, I mean, depends on what demon players army you're facing. You know, a Nurgle would have been coming across the board at you, but I don't have combat, so I have to play a little bit dancier. So yeah, his warriors now just going 6 inches, wheeling 6 inches and heading as far as they can.
Get in there.
Thunderers go into a bit of a bus formation and just turn around to take on the charge. I can't remember if these guys moved or not. Maybe they didn't because they are in range, I think, of those other horrors still.
3 inches.
So I go into my turn 3. I move the screamers over. I was going to charge and I thought, no, I've got time to just wait one more round here. So I flew just over them and I killed one dwarf.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Lapney's bright.
The idea being here that I might be able to get, make him charge one of my guys and hopefully survive and get some flank charges and maybe even get that chariot in there as well. Ooh. I have moved the blood crushers up as well a little bit.
That's a flying chariot, hey?
That's right. Guns, they don't have as much worry, but I'm staying out of his 16-inch charge or whatever he can do.
16 inches.
15, that's right.
16 inches,
please.
What? I was adding 6, 12, and then next.
It is weird though with 8. You could
right. It was 15 max.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So now that I don't have Infernal, I just start
worst
backing up my horrors, trying to get out of the range of these quarrelers.
It is cagey. We're just hanging around. Oh, what happened here?
Yeah, Magic's 3 dice too, so not as great as last time, but I do manage to blue fire this unit, take off a few, and then get a cannon straight down the rank.
Straight down.
So now that unit's much more beatable now.
This poor noob, you're just smashing him.
Just showing that, I think.
Second game in Warhammer.
He does end up with a success regen from that though.
In you go.
His turn, so he goes in with his thunderers into my screamers.
Get in there, boys.
Trying to do some damage. And these costs.
You're gonna push me off the board. Give ground.
But he fails his fear test. And that just massively easy.
No.
Dual wound back. And he obviously sticks with his. And he's actually out of BSB range at the moment. But
I was going to say, wouldn't you have a BSB in that unit?
So my turn 4. I'm in with the flush hounds.
No, it's all going in pear shape.
Take these guys out. And then bring the other screamers around. They're out of arc of that big unit. You can see I've lost a few more horrors from the shots. But yeah, they're just running they're just reform and moving as fast back into the backfield as fast as they can get. Starting to move the blood crushers a little bit more up and the cannon up. Figuring that at some point he's going to get a charge and just try and surround him. The other horrors are camped out in the building, as you do with the 8th edition rules.
Yeah,
actually,
remember
my wizard,
they're in the building.
So I've flown my herald up over there now. He's in 24 inches of pretty much everything, so he can start giving him enchanted blades.
What was that? +1 to hit? You remember that?
No memory of that.
Or rerolls?
Demon's turn 4, eh? So what's happened here? That's just a closer pick.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think these just close-up picks. So yeah, Magic Phase comes along. It's 7-3. Get Enchanted Blades up on my
That's a
hand.
+1 something.
And that's enough to pop the
Oh,
rules.
yeah. There they go.
And
Must have run you off the board with my
not sure.
Screamers.
Oh, that's right. I was I didn't even bother casting any other spells and stuff at that order. I want to avoid getting a ward save. Well, that was the plan. His turn 5, he didn't do a lot. I think he just shot. Those horrors were still just in range or something, and he shot a couple of them off. I think that's what happened. So I go into turn 5. Actually, maybe he didn't on that turn, because there's still 5, so he mustn't have. It's my turn 5 now. I end up chaffing up his. So I send the 3 Screamers in front of that big horde.
That's a lot. I see you
charge it and then either or like overrun or reform to try and get ready for nearly everything in my army charging it now. I don't know. In a normal game, maybe I wouldn't even charge it, just take the win. But I feel sorry. Like the way it's just dancing around, we might as well have some combat.
This poor fool.
I'm planning on going in turn 6. So yeah, I don't really want to throw any magic at that unit.
Oh my god.
So I don't throw any magic. I get Enchanted Blades up on my Screamers just
because this would have, if you charged me, you would have done that big 90-degree close.
Yeah, well, it was going to be the only thing that was going to be in combat.
And then you would have had your tank against
not to blue.
Oh, it's too close to the skirmishes.
Yeah, then I just
I guess I think that's how it works.
Grape shot into it.
That's if you charge. I don't know if you do.
I knew it was Warp Flame. I just didn't think. I'd already rolled the dice and I went, I'm an idiot. So we did the damage, killed one dwarf, and he got 6 up regen. So I don't know why I did that. It ends up sort of ends up costing me a little bit.
I don't know what I did.
So he goes in on his turn 5.
What's happening?
Smashes them. Oh, these guys are in range again, and I lose 3.
Keep killing this unit. Can't get rid of them.
There's a 6 up regen.
So what happened? So when I cast something on you,
there was a spell you cast that did damage, but also gave the unit regen.
And then
okay.
Discussion. The best thing to do was to overrun, try to get as far away from the charges as he could. So he did that, and in my turn 6, it meant that my Flesh Hounds, my Chariot failed to make the charge, and the only thing I got in was the Screamers.
Oh, the Chariot failed.
So the Skull Crusher and the Blood Skull.
The other
Blood Crushers. So at this point, I'm like, you guys can really mess me up. Not in the first round, but in your round, you could. So after that, we take off a bunch of dwarves.
That's a lot of dwarves there.
Off, and he's not going anywhere, so he reforms. He's facing the Screamers, I think, now. And these guys try to take out in his last turn, try to take out these guys, and they all miss. So he doesn't get points for that. But he does manage to kill those Screamers off. I mean, that's 6 up. I think he saved at least 8
Screamers.
6
bloody
to 8,
demons.
something like that. What's we call it? Dwarves from the regen. So I don't think it was enough, but it was pretty close. It was close to the point where I could have almost broken his steadfast by
bloody steadfast. That's right.
Steadfast.
Giving him the regen.
And
I mean, I didn't
it's the worst rule.
So it's not like it really hurt that bad. But in the end, so we do end up winning. It wasn't a massive victory. It's just by about 315 points. I mean, that unit, his dwarf unit and his heroes is well over half his army, and so the only thing I've ended up doing is taking out a unit of Thunderers, 2 War Machines.
So you don't get. I can't remember what it was.
Screamers.
Did you only get half points, or not even that?
I was pretty happy with how it went. Not so happy with the fact that I had to dance around, not give him a game. But
sorry, Andrew.
I want to try and use these guys how they're supposed to, so that's what I'm trying to learn. Anyway, over to the slow go. I've got a 2,500 point army, Empire versus another Demons player coming up soon.
Ooh.
Wow, there we go. Our first game on the channel.
First game.
Oh, we made it. 100 episodes. And the most technical issues we've ever had in an episode. Oh, bloody hell.
Wow. It's almost like we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Secretly, we'll say that at episode 200. I don't remember that when I planted all those things.
Those various technical problems throughout, not just a few of them, throughout the episode. It disappeared for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
right.
start.
Trying to unplug
Yeah,
stuff,
right.
unplug it.
Is he coming back? Do I just start talking about my tournament?
The show goes on. I like it. It was good.
Yeah. That's funny.
Faith. Anyway, yeah, great. Well, I don't know. Have you guys got anything else? So we wrap it up for today and just remind everyone that yes, we've got a competition kicking off. So jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. If you're not already Patreon, you can join up, or you can just join up as a free member as well. Get one of those entries into our episode 105 big birthday bash box giveaway. Jim, I need to come up with something that starts with B.
Yeah,
we'll work it out. Ask ChatGPT. Anyway, you guys got any shout outs, or that's it, and we'll see you on the next week on the episode. Cheers, guys.
Ciao.